Hello guys, a very good afternoon to all of you and welcome you back to our revision classes for your CA Intermediate Income Tax which we are going for now. So up to now, we are done with the revision of your first basic concepts. We are done with the revision of your residential status and scope of total income, agriculture income wala part. Also then yesterday, we have moved to our next chapters which were income from salary and also we are done with income from house property. Okay, so we have done almost you can say 25 to 30% of the portion. Now let's go towards one of the most important chapter of your syllabus, that is your income, profits and gains from business and profession. Okay, that's PGBP. So before starting that, just like every day, please wish me. Come on, everyone say good afternoon, or in fact say happy afternoon. That would be more nice for me. So swing mat karna usse. Yes, come on, everyone, wish me happy afternoon. Then we can begin with our happy afternoon as well. Hopefully, you have enjoyed your Sunday evening. Let me also get online with your lecture. Yes. Yeah. See, happy afternoon seems to be on a positive note, isn't it? Yes, Vinit is there. Sushmita is there. Nidhi Madhav is there. Nidhi Madhav, it seems you are there after many a lot of time. I haven't seen your messages yesterday. As Anuraj is also, it seems you are today only. I haven't seen your messages before. Okay. With this, yes, Rashmita is there. Perfect. With this, let's start with our today's chapter, that is your BGBP. So our next 3 hours, as I've said you, today what things we are going to see, guys? See here, we are going to see PGBP. We are going to see capital gains. Thereafter, we'll move towards your club income from other sources. Okay, income from other sources also have some amendments. Okay, thereafter we will go for your clubbing of income. Once we finish all 5 heads of income, and we'll also go for your set off and carry forward. Okay, this is our agenda today. Tomorrow we'll see rest of the chapters, and tomorrow in the second half, like from 7 to 9, we'll start with our GST. Everyone clear? So this is our agenda for today, and I've just given you a roadmap, way map. Okay. So let's start with our this chapter number 6, that is your PGBP, profits and gains from your business and profession. Okay. So always before starting this chapter, I just share a small concept with everyone. See, what happens, pay attention. Say I have gone to, or I have not, say you have gone to DMart. Okay, DMart or any shopping store which is there, which has multiple things. मम्मी ने आपको दिए थे 1000 rupees. You took this with you. And mommy said that you have to bring some groceries. So some groceries were for around 600 rupees. Okay. And then you, well, just about you were about to come out, you found a beautiful t-shirt, which was of around 300. But now you were, I say you were like in the thinking that whether you should purchase this or not. मम्मी ने तो नहीं बोला है, पापा ने स्ट्रिक्टली नहीं बोला है, because just a day week before you have done a lots of shopping. Okay. But still you like this t-shirt a lot. डीमार्ट में तो 300 में आता है t-shirt, right? You liked it a lot, so आपने ले लिया. So now you gone on the billing counter, you given them 1000 rupees, and how much are left with you? 100. Everyone clear with this? So this is, I will say, the remaining, or I will say profit as per PGBP. If you're talking about PGBP, it's the remaining profit with you. Okay, so jo bhi you have expended, the balance which remains with you, that's your remaining profit with you. Okay, so now once you have been at home, you will give your P&L account to your papa. Papa, see, देखो, I have 100 rupees remaining with me now. 600 का तो मैंने ग्रोसरी ला लिया था, जो ठीक था, सब कुछ फाइन था. अब 300 रुपए का आपको पापा को नहीं बताना है. तो आपने ये 300 रुपया को आप आपके एक्सपेंडिचर की लिस्ट में से कैंसिल कर दोगे, मम्मी से पीछे से ले लोगे पैसे ये, राइट? So now what is done here? The same thing we are going to do in the PGBP, the whole chapter. Sir, what is the relevance of this with our PGPP? You can ask me this now. See, in the same way, some profit or loss is given to you by your business. सो बिजनेस का जो अकाउंटेंट है ना वो सारा हिसाब कर देता है, उसको कुछ पता नहीं होता है व्हाट इज अलाउड व्हाट इज नॉट अलाउड. ही डज ऑल द वेरी ब्लैंकली. He just debits all the expenditure and credits all the income. That's it. And he give you the profit. The same way you did it, 100. Debit all the expenditure, 300, 600. You haven't thought before. But now when you are submitting your accounts to your papa, just like when we submit this accounts to income tax, we took only the allowed deduction. That was 600. जो डिसअलाउड था, जो पापा के हिसाब से अलाउड नहीं था, दैट यू एडेड बैक. मम्मी से लेके वो बात अलग है. एंड यू गिवन पापा 400 rupees balance to him. Similarly, in your PGPP, what happens? The P&L, as I've said, the accountant does all the debit and credit transaction, and he gives you some profit in front of you. Then you, as an expert here, you see that which of them are really allowed and which are disallowed, that you add back. You add back the disallowed expenditure. Just like we did in this example, balance was 100, we added back the disallowed expenditure of 300, and then we came to renew profit of 400. Similarly, here also you add back the disallowed expenditure at the same time. If there is some error of omission or commission, any of the error is there, and से उन्होंने कोई actual expenditure हुआ था वो भी लिखा नहीं है. For example से आपको जाने ऑटो के जाने के 50 rupees लगे थे, तो वैसा ही आप actual कोई expenditure होगा तो वो माइनस कर दोगे, which is allowed, जो आपने ऊपर नहीं किया था. So now we are taking it, and the balance is the profit for your balance profit will be known as nothing but the PGBP, which will be taxable in income tax, upon which you will apply, which will be added for your gross total income. So this is overall the basic concept of your PGBP. So throughout the chapter, what is required is nothing but the knowledge. What knowledge? What is disallowed and what is extraordinary allowed. So if you know this, what is disallowed and what is allowed, then the process is very simple for you. You have to just do some bare mathematics, which even your youngest brother in the family can do, who would be around in 3rd or 4th standard. Because you have to just add it back and subtract. That's the only thing you have to do in PGPP. So first thing, when student comes to me with the PGPP revision, at the time of revision, when they haven't had a normal classes, the first thing they ask me, sir, PGPP is quite difficult and lengthy chapter. But I say that PGPP जितना simple कोई chapter ही नहीं है. Because everything is given into you in the question. You have to just do simple thing, add less, add less, add less. That's it, and give them the new answer. Am I right or not? So, what do you feel? You say me you are feeling. Do you really like PGPP or not? Like, what do you feel? You feel PGPP difficult? Okay, we'll just name them. What do you feel? Is it hard, okay, or easy? Come on, rate them quickly, everyone. I'm waiting for your answer. I want you to be interactive. Say it's going to be 5 hours class from today. Okay, 3 plus 2. I want to be interactive and chill and pill, and we'll go ahead. So we will interact with each other even though in digital form. Come on, everyone. Tell me what you feel. Is it hard, okay, or easy? HOE. You can write any in the short form as well. No issue at all. Okay, from Anuraj, I got it H, hard. Rashmita is saying hard. Vaishnav is saying hard. Srinidhi is saying hard. अरे इतना तो इजी एग्जांपल दिया मैंने आपको. डीमार्ट के एग्जांपल में आपको ऐसे ही बता दिया मैंने. None of them is saying easy. Vinith is saying okay. Yashashwas is saying okay. And everyone is hard. So it seems from 10, 7 students are saying hard and 2, hardly 2 are saying easy. बाकी एक कुछ बता नहीं रहा है अब तक. Okay, Kini is saying okay. Very good. No problem at all. So let's begin with our PGPP. Okay, guys, I'm taking this from my notes. Okay, but if you feel anything is left out, by obviously nothing will be left out. But if you feel anything is yet there, please let me know that as well. So we'll include that as well from your study material because I have that as well with me. Okay. So here, when going through business or profession, okay, the term business has been defined in section 13 to include any trace. Now, business as per Income Tax Act, okay? Always remember in section 2, there are always going to be definitions. Section 1 in any law always gives that to what prospect the law is applicable. Section 2 simply gives it that definitions that has to be been taken for the respective word. So when we say business, it includes any trade, commerce or manufacture or any adventure और कंसर्न ऑफ एनी नेचुरल इन ट्रेड, कॉमर्स और मैन्युफैक्चर, या इसके अलावा आप ऐसा कोई नेचर में ही कुछ भी कर लो, दैट वुड बी बिजनेस. वेयर एल्स profession, it means an occupation requiring some degree of learning. Without learning you can't do it. See, obviously learning is required from everywhere, every time. Even business requires some learning, but business requirement can come from experience. But here this is specific learning required. For example, CA, how much learning you required. And the term profession includes vocation as well, just like teaching, it's there in the profession. I don't know why they say this specifically, because even vocation requires so much of learning. Okay, but it happens sometime. आप देखते हैं अपने घर में ही अपने रिलेटिव बिना कोई प्रोफेशन की भी वोकेशन चालू कर देते हैं, and gives you so many different you can say so many different what do you say them, so many different, I got just missed that word, opinions, right? Unwanted. Similarly here, so they are specifically said by vocation को भी हम profession में लेंगे. So someone if from tomorrow says you something, say that you are practicing amazing vocation. Okay, let's go forward now here. So please remember, whenever whenever you do any kind of activity, I will say, the first door is going to be of PGBP. Please check that whether certain things are getting entered into your PGBP or not. Okay, and if it is not your PGP, like it's not your business or profession, you're not doing like business or profession, then let it go for house property or income from other source or capital gain, or salary will be always there only. But we have remember there were two things. One, salary from a business partnership business. This will be always taxable in PGBP. In salary chapter, we have remembered this if you remember nicely. See, so here this charging section is section 28, which charges, which is the door for this section. What it says, any profit or gain from any business or profession will be there in PGBP. Any amount received under a key man insurance policy will be under PGBP. Now see, सो की मैन इंश्योरेंस पॉलिसी मतलब आपके आपका जो भी मेन पर्सन होगा आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में, इफ यू आर डूइंग द इंश्योरेंस ऑफ द सेम एंड बेचारा वो अगर टपक गया, तो इससे जो भी पैसा मिलेगा वो भी यहाँ पे आएगा इन पीजीबीपी. एनी गिफ्ट्स बेनिफिट्स परक्यूजिट ड्यू टू बिजनेस एंड प्रोफेशन, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट कंडीशन. सी, after conducting these classes, if you give an amazing feedback and Trisha classes in just because they were so happy, उन्होंने मुझे एप्पल का आईफोन गिफ्ट कर दिया, गिफ्ट किया है एप्पल का आईफोन विच इज इमूवेबल प्रॉपर्टी, बट स्टिल was this because of business relationship with Mai and Trisha, and then your feedback obviously worked it right, so this will be taxed in my hands. Very interesting, very important condition. Please remember, anything given by employer to employee will be taxed in salary. Anything receiving because of the PGBP relation will be taxed in PGBP. Further, any interest, salary, bonus, commission received by partner, whatever name you call it, received by partner from partnership firm will be always taxed in PGBP. Okay, up to it is allowed. In 40B, we'll see there. Further, non-compete fees. If you're charging to someone any non-compete fees, आप किसी के साथ agreement में किसी का कुछ charge कर रहे हो that he should not compete with you, and he's giving some fees to you for getting competition with you. So if you are getting something like that, even that is because of business, will be charged here. Income derived from trade, profession or similar association, whatever you do it, again will be charged here. Fair market value of inventory as on date on which it is converted into capital assets. So in capital gain, we go more into detail with this. Now see what it said, that when your inventory is converted into capital asset, so as on date, whatever is your fair market value, so cost to this fair market value, the difference of this will be charged under your PGBP, or fair market value to sale value will be charged under your capital gains. Okay, we'll see this condition more nicely once we are into capital gain. But please do remember, this will be charged when you are able to sell your assets. Salary received by HUF. Salary received by HUF would be salary. See, what is the condition here? Condition doesn't say whether it is individual or HUF. Condition says that if it is a partnership firm, okay, and partnership firm के जो भी partner है, whether it is HUF or individual or whatever, if they are receiving salary from this firm, this will be under partner, this will be under PGBP. कोई और किसी को सैलरी दे रहा है, वो सैलरी में ही आएगा. So here we are not concerned with what the type of partner is. The partner can be anything. It can be HUF, it can be individual, anyone. अगर उसको अपने ही पार्टनरशिप फर्म से कोई सैलरी मिलती है, तो that will be coming under PGBP. Got it, Kini? Okay. Further. Any compensation or other payment due to received by any person or in connection with termination or modification of terms of condition of contract. आपने किसी के साथ कोई contract के terms modify किए उसके लिए you got any compensation. We get many times like this compensation. If you have some contract you are breaking it or some other party is breaking it, he will pay you compensation. So this compensation will be taxed under the head PGBP because it was because of PG. It's very logical. See, nothing is illogical here. ऐसा कोई इसे याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है. It's very logical, going very smoothly. Incentives received in relation to export business. If you are doing any export business and you receive any incentive like duty free, duty drawback, or in your duty free passbook you get any credit, whatever it may be there. See, again it's income of PGBP ना. अगर आपको पहले आपने पूरा खर्चा डाला था as an expenditure, now you are getting it back. It's your income. Treat it as your income of your PGBP. As simple as that. Okay. And last, and please remember, in this what things are there? Profit on sale of import entitlement license. For example, say government has, I have obtained a license from government that only I am the one who can import such beautiful coffee mugs. Okay. So, but say even you want this coffee mugs. आपको भी import का license चाहिए पर government आपको नहीं दे रही है. So I am saying don't worry, you use my license, but free में नहीं. Give me 10,000 rupees. Okay, it will be there. Further, cash compensatory support. Okay. Now here, if that is in terms of duty drawback or in terms of compensatory support, whatever, if you get the duty back, पहले जब पे किया था तब आपने डेबिट में डाला था P&L के. Now if you are getting it back, then you take that as well into your what do we say? Take that as into your P&L profit. Similarly, ड्यूटी फ्री एंटरटेनमेंट पासबुक में कुछ एंट्री आती है, ड्यूटी फ्री रिप्लेसमेंट सर्टिफिकेट के लिए कुछ पैसा आता है या कैश असिस्टेंस आपको आता है, कुछ भी चीज आपको आता है इन टर्म्स ऑफ योर एक्सपोर्ट और समथिंग लाइक दैट, दैट इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी योर PGBP. Everything clear? Yes. Further, अकॉर्डिंग एनी कंपनसेशन रिसीव्ड और रिसीवेबल, और उसके अलावा भी आपको कोई कंपनसेशन वगैरह मिला है वो भी PGBP टैक्सेबल होगा. ये स्कीनी, आर यू क्लियर और नॉट? यू हैवंट मेंशन्ड दैट देयर आफ्टर. Everything clear? So this were the some of the basic things which we seen in relation to your PGBP before going into the chapter. Now, please remember in your PGBP chapter, even though it says that PGBP, but please remember you keep these three incomes separate. Don't mix them. Which are these three income that has to be not mixed? One is speculative business. Another is specified, that is 35 AD. And another is normal. इन सबकी अलग अलग प्रोविजन है, इन सबके प्रॉफिट को आप अलग अलग रखना. डोंट लेट देम मिक्स. एवरीवन क्लियर? ओके. Further, so now what is a speculative business? If we go with the literal meaning of speculation, speculative business, it means that when you speculate something and which is depend upon some happening or non happening of any event. जैसे आज बारिश आने वाली है. This is, I know, the patent example. Okay, so we are speculating for that. आज बारिश आएगी या नहीं आएगी, तो उसके ऊपर मैं आपको 1,000 रुपीज दूंगा. So what does this mean? On happening of rain or not happening of rain, where Mumbai Indians is going to reach the or RCB. Okay, it's very speculative. Will RCB win the match or not? Okay, so it's up depend upon whether RCB will win or not. Any of your contract that becomes your speculative. So here it is clearly said that a transaction which is contract for purchase of sell or any commodity अल्टीमेटली सेटर अदरवाइज. सो यहाँ पे आप एक्चुअल डिलीवरी नहीं लेते हो. यहाँ पे आप क्या करते हो, जो ट्रेड ऑफ है, जो प्लस माइनस होने वाला है, उसमें आप सेट ऑफ कर देते हो. दैट बिकम्स योर स्पेक्युलेटिव. Okay, transaction not deemed to be speculative, certain transaction, but we are saying that, for example, I say that please give me say 1,000 kg of onion 1 month later, but once 1 month is done, I say you ek kaam karo, don't supply me the onion, just give me the price difference of how much was there and how much is now. Okay, so this is the example of speculative. I'm not going into more of detail of currently. So here, but they have said that specifically certain 4 types of transaction will be never treated as speculative transactions. Which are these 4 types of transaction? First, hedging contract in respect of raw materials. Means kya? Say I'm afraid that tomorrow the prices of the raw material will go high. So I am doing some contract hedging myself. I'm securing myself today itself at a future price. So tomorrow, whatever may be the price, I have already contracted the price and I will get the particular goods at that rate only. This is not a speculative. It's clearly mentioned there. Thereafter, hedging contract in respect of stocks and shares. Similarly, if we do any such hedging contract for shares or stocks, even that will be not considered as speculative. Forward contracts. I do a forward contract with you to supply say 1,000 kg of onion 6 months later. Okay, and I'm actually supplying them. I'm not doing just taking the price difference. This will also not the what we say speculative transaction. For currency also it may happen. Trading in derivatives through recognized stock exchange. If you trade in derivatives but with recognized stock exchange, even that will be not treated as your speculative. So if you trade with derivatives without which are not in recognized, which are not recognized in any stock exchange, in that case this would be स्पेक्युलेटिव. सो इट इज क्लियरली मेंशन, अगर ये पांच रहा तो स्पेक्युलेटिव नहीं है, इसके अलावा कुछ भी रहा जहाँ पे एक्चुअल डिलीवरी नहीं होती है, तो दैट विल बी स्पेक्युलेटिव. फॉर एग्जांपल, एज आई सेड, यू परचेज द ओनियन बट आई एम नॉट टेकिंग द एक्चुअल डिलीवरी, आई एम जस्ट डूइंग द प्राइस सेट ऑफ. Okay, the fifth one is trading in commodity derivatives through recognized stock exchange. Here the CTT must be paid, but on agriculture goods CTT is not there, so no worries for that. Again, so there are, see, two hedging contracts. See, try to remember them. Hedging of raw material, hedging of stocks and share. One is forward contract, trading in derivatives and trading in commodities. Commodities should be done in the, again, should be done with the CTT paid. And derivatives should be done in recognized stock exchange. So these five things are not considered to be speculative. इसके अलावा आपने कुछ भी किया जिसके अंदर you are not taking the actual delivery, it will be considered as speculative transaction and you have to pay the tax. Sorry, मतलब टैक्स तो बाद में पे करोगे. यू विल कीप दैट प्रॉफिट सेपरेट. तो स्पेक्युलेटिव ट्रांजेक्शन से जो भी प्रॉफिट हुआ इन पांचों को छोड़कर, अदर स्पेक्युलेटिव यू विल कीप इट सेपरेट. स्पेसिफाइड 3580 you will keep separate, and your normal businesses you will keep separate. This separate, why I am saying this, you will understand when you will be into setup and carry forward. Everyone clear? Yes. Any queries so far? Everyone is there with me? Please ask me if you have any queries for this part, guys. Everyone. Come on, Sami, is it clear? Shall we move forward? I'm waiting for your reply, guys. Come on, Sami, is it clear, everyone? Is it so difficult to watch a lecture and give a reply? हाँ, ऐसे तो लेक्चर के बीच में कितनी बार व्हाट्सएप पे जाके आप रिप्लाई दे देते हो लोगों को. नाउ रश्मिका सिंह, यस. ओके, अब देखो व्हाट्सएप पे गए तो आप रिप्लाई देने किसी को, घर पे आके दूंगा मैं आपको. ओके, नाउ सी फर्दर. Let's go into the main crux of the chapter, which talks about allowability and non-allowability. Okay, as I said you in the initial of the chapter, that when certain things are known to be allowed and when certain things are known to be not allowed. Okay, because if things are not allowed, they will be added back into the profit, and if things are allowed, they will be reduced from the profit. So here section 29 says that how to compute the PGBP. So यहाँ पे अलग अलग डिडक्शन दिए हुए, section 30 to 43B. 30 talks about rent, rate, repair tax and insurance of your building. So now when a owner खुद को तो रेंट देगा नहीं, तो forget that. Whatever rates and taxes he pays, whatever insurance he pays, whatever revenue repair he pays, it is PGBP. Okay, for his own building is allowed to him. And if there is any capital repair, so that's not allowed to him. He can capitalize the same and claim the depreciation. डेप्रिसिएशन हमारे खुद की रेट है, वो रेट से आप डेप्रिसिएशन क्लेम करोगे. नेक्स्ट, टेनेंट. इफ टेनेंट इज देयर, ही वुड बी पेइंग रेंट, अलाउड. रेंट और टैक्सेस अलाउड. इंश्योरेंस अलाउड. रेवेन्यू रिपेयर अलाउड. कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर नॉट अलाउड. जस्ट कैपिटलाइज इट एंड क्लेम द डेप्रिसिएशन. Similar is for plant and machinery as well. If you are owner of the plant and machinery, obviously you won't pay any rent, but rent for repairs, maintenance, revenue repair, it's allowed. If it is capital required means what? Which increases the productivity of particular machinery, then it will be advised as a capital repair. Okay, so if the capital repair is there, then you just capitalize it, claim the depreciation. And if you have hired some plant and machinery, तो rent भी allowed है आपको, एक्सपेंडिचर भी अलाउड है, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी भी अलाउड है, एंड एट द सेम टाइम एस्टिमेट आपका रिपेयर्स भी अलाउड है. एंड इफ अगेन इज देयर कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर, सो प्लीज कैपिटलाइज द सेम एंड क्लेम द डेप्रिसिएशन. या ओके, Further, section 3031 allowed only if asset is used for business. And yeah, one of the most important, आपकी asset ये आपके business में use होनी चाहिए. अगर ये asset आपके घर पे use करते हो or for any other purpose, then in that case this was not allowed. Further, if asset partly used for business and partly used for profession, then the proportionate shall be allowed. Now, say if I'm using the asset half for business, half at home, so proportionate up, half allow करोगे, half disallow कर दोगे. Capital repair by tenants is created as deemed building and depreciation is allowed to tenant as well. So, and deduction of insurance premium paid is allowed as deduction, not on accrued. Insurance premium you should pay it, then and then only it will be allowed. Okay, just go through all this chart. Please remember, whoever does the capital repair, it may be owner, he may be tenant or whatever it may be, it will be capitalized at deemed building and depreciation will be allowed on the same. Done everyone? Okay, let's move forward. The next and the very important part is depreciation. Now, when we say depreciation, so depreciation is here in income tax. Depreciation allowed is, I said, should be used for the business or profession. Now, even active or passive voice. Now, please remember in income tax, okay, we'll see that thereafter. And assessee should be the owner of the asset. These are the two basic conditions, that asset should be used for your business and assessee should be the owner of the asset. Then and then only depreciation will be allowed to you. Okay. Depreciation is mandatory. ऐसा नहीं है कि आपको depreciation नहीं लगाना नहीं चाहिए तो मत लगाओ. Depreciation is allowed if assessee is beneficial owner still. So even if you are a beneficial owner of your asset, still the depreciation will be allowed to you. In case of lease, depreciation is always attained by lessor, who is the owner of the lease. So the type of lease doesn't affect whether it is financial lease or operating lease, as you must have learned in the lease chapter in accounts. But in case of income tax, the depreciation will be always and always claimed by the owner. Okay, that is lesser. In case of hire purchase, the assets get ownership only after the payment of the last installment, but the depreciation can be claimed by the assessee from the beginning. So hire purchase, what happens? The ownership is there with the one who has, you can say, financed the asset, and the ownership actually gets transferred at the last installment. But for the purpose of income tax, you can take the depreciation from the first installment itself, even though asset is on the name of the hire purchase, what we say, the financer. Depreciation on asset partially owned by assessee shall be allowed to him for the extent of how much he is owning. So if I am owning a asset 50-50%, yes, depreciation charging is mandatory. ये कोई option नहीं है, ये आपको compulsory लेना पड़ेगा. Okay. In case of standby machinery and emergency spares, the depreciation shall allowed even if they are ready for use and not put to use. Very, very important. See, in case of standby machinery and emergency spare, just a minute. See, in income tax, the depreciation is allowed on only and only put to use basis. अकाउंट्स में कोई कुछ भी बताओ, पर इनकम टैक्स में डिप्रिशिएशन आपका पुट टू यूज से मिलता है. अकाउंट्स में तो हम स्टार्टिंग से ही ले लेते हैं, बिकॉज वी से इवन इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ टाइम इज आल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ डिप्रिशिएशन, राइट? बट हियर when we talk about section 32 of depreciation, it says that the depreciation will be allowed only when the asset is put to use. But there are few assets, some assets for which are meant for the passive use. For example, inverters, your generators, for example, fire extinguisher. ये जब भी हम लगाएंगे, जब हमें we will put them ready. So even if are ready to use, you can start claiming the depreciation. So generally the asset should be put to use to claim the depreciation. But in case of passive assets such as emergency, this what we say, fire extinguisher, even if they are ready to use, you will consider them put to use and you can claim the depreciation. The depreciation can be done with all can done the depreciation. All have to do the depreciation with the method of WDV and WDV only. But only some of the few people are being allowed with the method of SLM who are in the business of power generation, distribution, or supply. Okay. Here, when we are doing with the WDV, we follow block of asset method. What this means, we will make different categories of each asset having same rate and same class. That will be together. So all the assets which have same rate and same class will be together. So for example, plant and machinery 15% will be one block, plant and machinery 40% will be another block, and so on. Block of asset means group of assets having same rate of depreciation within the same class of assets. Okay. And if you are doing the SLM method, then that time you have to take the individual assets. Further, classification of assets. Assets have been classified in four different groups, four different classes, I will say. Building, फर्नीचर, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी एंड इंटेंजिबल एसेट्स. इसके अंदर जो भी रेट्स होंगे उनका और अलग अलग क्लास बन जाएगा इफ यू हैव दैट एसेट्स. ओके. बट ऐसा नहीं है कि बिल्डिंग 40% और प्लांट 40% दोनों का मिलकर एक बना दे. नो, सेम क्लास सेम रेट वुड बी डिफरेंट ब्लॉक्स. Everyone clear? So further, these are the different depreciation rates. Just go through them quickly, guys. Okay. So now see, residential building 5%, general building 10, temporary structure है तो 40% रहेगा. Similarly, furniture will be at 10%, motor vehicles are 30, 15, but there is one amendment. तो अगर बीच में 2 years में लिया होगा तो 30 का 45 हो जाएगा, 15 का 30 हो जाएगा. Okay, so if you're hiring them, then in that case the depreciation would be higher. Ships would be 20, aircraft would be 40, computer laptop 40, books 40, 40, windmills before 1414 would be 15, after that would be 40, pollution control equipment 40, other plant and machinery, all remaining plant and machinery including books and everything will be 15%. If books to ऊपर है will be 15%, oil wells 15%, in intangible assets 25%. Okay. Now further, EPX, EPBAX फोन, वो जो ऐसा फोन आता था ना जिसमें ऐसे स्क्रीन भी रहती थी, पूरा डिटेल्ड फोन. And mobile phones are not computers, hence charge 40% is not applicable. Please charge them under 15% plant and machinery. Okay. Depreciation is allowed even if cost is less than 5,000. Goodwill purchase is an intangible assets and depreciation shall be allowed. So even if you purchase some goodwill, it's an intangible assets and depreciation is allowed at the rate 25%. Depreciation rate for computers is 40%. That is UPS, printer, scanner, etc. as well. Computer and all the accessories as well. Okay, computer भी 40% में आएगा, printer, UPS, whatever you are taking with computer as an accessory, everything will be charged at 40%. Depreciation allowed when asset actually put to use. Please remember this is a star point. Not ready to use because that's in accounts. हम यहाँ पे तभी लेंगे जब आप put to use करोगे assets. And plant includes ships, vehicle, books, scientific apparatus and everything. Further, see what the method you are going to follow for calculation of depreciation. This is one of the template. You may have another template as well. You can go for the same, no problem at all. Only your answer should be correct. First, you will write the opening block of WDV, whatever is say it's plant and machinery 15%. So opening block of WDV. उसके बाद, whatever your addition has been done, please write all the additions. When you're writing the additions, separate them there itself, which are for less than 1 days, more than 1 days, or not put to use. That can be also there. See, so asset purchase and not put to use will be added to your block, but depreciation will be not charged on the same because depreciation is charged only on the basis of put to use. उसके बाद if any money is payable is just like if you have sold any asset, so whatever is the amount at what you have sold asset, not the fair value, not the market value, not the book value, nothing, but whatever amount you have sold, you just subtract them directly. ओके. एंड देन रिस्पेक्टिवली आप डेप्रिसिएशन चार्ज करो 180 के ऊपर पूरा, लेस देन 180 के लिए हाफ, एंड देन नॉट पुट टू इसके लिए नो डेप्रिसिएशन, एंड देन यू सबट्रैक्ट द सेम एंड देन यू गेट द क्लोजिंग वैल्यू ऑफ द डब्ल्यूडीवी विच विल बिकम ओपनिंग फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर. ऐसा आप प्लांट एंड मशीन 15 के लिए अलग करोगे, प्लांट एंड मशीनरी 40 के लिए अलग करोगे, आपके इंटेंजिबल एसेट होगा तो उसके लिए अलग करोगे एट 25%. सो सेम क्लास सेम रेट विल बी अंडर वन ब्लॉक. So all the plant and machinery 15% will be under one block. But if there is plant and machinery 40%, like windmill, that will go another block. Okay. Now further, please remember one of the very interesting and very important thing is there that many students are very much confused here. Okay. It is what? Say, it is what it is said that I will explain you nicely. Pay attention, everyone. Say I have purchased an asset in 2022, like 21, 22. I have purchased the asset. This is case one. Okay. And I have put to use this asset in 21-22 itself for less than 180 days, so the depreciation would be half. Everything clear? Second thing, if I purchase the asset in 21-22, but I put to use this ye 22, I put to this in 22-23 or thereafter any time, even for single day, depreciation will be full for that respective year. पहले तो कुछ मिलेगा ही नहीं. So for example, let's take my example clearly. So you remember this as well. So say I have purchased the asset in 21-22, put to use in 22-23 for 2 days. Still you will get full depreciation in 22-23. Another example, purchase the asset in 21-22, put to use in 25-26. Even for single day in that year, full depreciation for 25-26 and no depreciation up to 26. Please remember this. So आप ब्लॉक में ऐड कर दोगे पर आप depreciation charge नहीं करोगे until unless the asset has been put to use. Please remember this very nicely and very importantly. Okay. Because I feel maximum students are confused here. Because what the provision says? The provision says that half depreciation will be given if the asset is put to use in the same year of purchase for less than 180 days. This is the provision. It means what? If the asset has been put to use in some another year, even for less than 180 days, like even for 1 or 2 days, the depreciation would be full for that respective year when the asset has been put to use. When the purchase and put to use years are separate. Everyone is clear with this provision? Come on, say me yes or no. Or you want more example? Yes, is everyone clear, guys? Please let me know if you're clear or you want more example. Come on, because I know maximum students are confused here, or some of you even may not be knowing this provision. Done everyone? Understood. Okay, very good, very nice. Have you learned this provision before very nicely? Okay. See now first. So see, that's what he said here. Asset acquired but not put to use, no depreciation, just add to the block. Okay. Cost of the use of asset not less than 180 days, half depreciation. Balance full rate. If asset acquired during the previous year and not put to use during the depreciation shall not be allowed for the such, but assets should be added to the block. Actual sale price of the asset should be reduced and not the fair market value when you are subtracting the monies payable. Okay. Further, if SSC transferred building, then actual sale price shall be reduced and not the stand duty, what we say, SDV or something like that. If section 50 attracts, SDV shall be considered in computation of capital gain. वो हम capital gain में देखिए क्या रहेगा exactly. Okay, monies payable means sale price of the insurance or insurance compensation if your asset is getting destroyed. Okay, this was given here with the example. Just go through the example once, guys. Same kind of example I've given. Just go through it once again. Okay, let's go further. Now, there is a question. But we'll do question. क्या करना है? Question अभी कर लेना चाहिए हमने. Okay, let me take one question from your institute material. Just a minute. For one depreciation question, I will take here. Oh yeah, come on. Just a minute. I will just check one institute example. Oh, just a second. Depreciation as well. Okay, let me complete the depreciation full part, then we'll go and we'll take a question. Okay, the next part is about the depreciation in case of amalgamation demerger. So it's very simple, give the proportionate. जो पहले entity थी, give a proportionate depreciation to them. The बाद में entity थी, give the proportionate depreciation to them. Okay, without any tension at all. Further, the next thing is what? Additional depreciation. Very interesting and very important part. Okay, engaged, any SSC engaged in the business of manufacture of any article or generation or transmission of power. Such people will get an additional depreciation of 20%. Oh, please remember, this will be only depreciation given in the month of acquisition and year in the year of acquisition. बाद में कभी भी नहीं मिलेगा. Okay, understand? Once again, I'm saying additional depreciation is given to you only in the year of acquisition of the asset. ऐसा नहीं कि जिंदगी भर आपको additional 20% मिलेगा. No, only in the year of acquisition of the asset. And if you are using in the year of acquisition for less than 180 days, so half year and half in the next time. Rest, it will not go to next time, but also it will be not allowed for any plant and machinery for second-hand plant and machinery, plant and machine installed in office premises, shift, aircraft, transportation not allowed, plant and machine on which 100% reduction is taken already not allowed. In सबके ऊपर like 35 AD, scientific deductions. And additional depreciation allowed only for the first year. That's what I said to you. If you use half for this year, the half will be allowed to the next year. Thereafter, additional depreciation rate of 20% will be substituted by the rate of 35% if you have your additional plant of machinery installed in any of your factory premises which are in the state of but why? That is Bihar, Andhra Pradesh, Bengal, Telangana. Okay, but because we have to promote there. Again, the same provision will be applicable here if it is half yearly used for this year half, and next half year. But again, say remember, it will be only for the year when you are acquiring the asset. Thereafter, this additional depreciation will not be given to you. Okay, business of printing and printing publishing amounts to manufacturer and usko bhi milega. Additional depreciation is allowed only if SSC followed WDV. If you followed even in power generation, if you follow SLM method, this additional depreciation will not be allowed to you. Now, further, what things you are going to add into your cost? So there are different things which we will be adding to your cost of your assets. Okay. So first, whatever are your purchase price, installation charges, transportation charges, trial run का भी कोई charge होगा ना, वो भी आप लगा देना. Also remember, but at the same time, trial run से कोई आपने trial product बनाए, and if you sold that product, so whatever revenue you get, please deduct that as well. Taxes and duties, interest on loan of that loan up to the date of installation will be added. This you must have learned in accounts as well. Borrowing cost in the AS. Okay. Further, if government gives any subsidy, reduce that. The balance would be the cost of acquisition of the asset which you have to capitalize in the respective block of the asset with the respective rate. Further, thereafter actual cost in all these special cases, the cost will be substitute or in the special cases, the cost will be something different than what is the actual cost. For example, asset used for scientific research, the cost will be nil because you have already taken 100% reduction in scientific research. यहाँ पर आपको क्यों चाहिए? Just add in the block of asset at rate 0. Stock converted into capital asset, fair market value, which you have seen in the earlier example. We'll see again very nicely once we are in the capital gain chapter. एसेट और गिफ्ट विल इन केस ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस आपको मिला है तो जो भी प्रीवियस ओनर ने अमाउंट पे किया होगा वही कॉस्ट आपके लिए भी बन जाएगा. एसेट एक्वायर इन इंटेंशन टू क्लेम हायर डिप्रिसिएशन, जॉइंट कमिश्नर जो कॉस्ट बोलेगा हमको वो लेना पड़ेगा. रीएक्विजिशन ऑफ ओल्ड एसेट, से आई हैव सोल्ड एसेट एंड आई एम अगेन एक्वायरिंग दैट एसेट बैक. ओके, So WDV at the time of sale or reacquisition cost, whichever is lower. I'm giving you an example for this. Pay attention. Say I purchased machinery for say 1 crore. Now I sold this machinery to my one of friend, say for 90 lakhs. When I sold this machinery already had WDV as per depreciation in my books of 85 lakhs as 1 year was elapsed. और ये मशीनरी मैंने मेरे दोस्त से वापस खरीदी 10 करोड़ रुपए में. Same machinery, yeah. I purchased again 10 crore. Now see the malified intention behind this. So that what happens next year, I will get a depreciation of 1.5 CR. Such a big loss for me in my company. Okay, it may happen like this. So to curb this, what they have said that when you sell a machinery and you reacquire them, in this case, we will take your WDV or cost of reasset, whichever is lower. What is lower guys here? This, and we'll give you depreciation on this only, not on this. Are you clear with this provision? Remember this nicely. It can be in your MCQ question. Further, asset purchase and lease back to the same WDV of the previous owner. Building was used for personal purpose, only building, huh? No other assets. Building which was used for personal purpose before, now brought into the business. So you will take notional depreciation and then whatever is remaining, you will take on that cost. Capital asset transfer to holding subsidiary 100% company. In that case, cost of WDV to the transferor company, which like the previous owner. Amalgamation में previous owner, what do you say? Amalgamated demerged company में the old company. Borrowed fund में interest would be capitalized. Excise duty कुछ होगा तो वो उतना आप माइनस कर देना जितना का आपको क्रेडिट मिला है. गवर्नमेंट सब्सिडी होगी तो वो भी माइनस कर देना. एओपी बीओआई का कॉस्ट जो रहेगा एक्चुअल ट्रांसफर शैल विल बी निल इन केस ऑफ इट इज साइंटिफिक डिडक्शन या आपको 85 एडी में आपने डिडक्शन लिया है तो. So these are all the costs in case of special circumstances. Okay. From now, let's go to the study material and let's solve one of the question for you. Let's you solve one of the question from study material for depreciation. Yes, go for this. Question number 2. Are you able to see these guys? Abhimanyu is engaged in the business of generation of distribution of electric power and opt for to claim depreciation under WDV. I'll write the detail here itself. He is in the business of electric power. He is in the business of electric power and you go for WDV method. Please, and yes, all the were paid by account paycheck because if you pay more than 10,000 in cash for any acquisition of the asset, that will not become the part of your cost of asset, right? So यहाँ पे दिया हुआ everything is as, purchased as per account paycheck. I will read a question for you. There is going default provision under section 115 BAC. अच्छा, shifting out of the default provision. Okay, so he's not going for 115 BAC. He is going into your normal provisions. So please do as per that, guys. ओके. WDV आपको दिया हुआ ब्लॉक का ओपनिंग डेप्रिसिएशन आपको दिया है आपके साल का. न्यू मशीनरी आपने जो परचेज की वो भी दिया हुआ है. इंपोर्ट ऑफ मशीनरी आपको दिया हुआ है और न्यू कंप्यूटर की इंस्टॉलमेंट डेट आपको दी हुई है. डू एवरीथिंग. Compute the depreciation allowable to him. Show me the final total depreciation allowed to him. Come on, your 3 minutes starts now. 3 to 4 minutes will be required for you. Yes, I want answer from all of you guys. Then everyone, guys. Yes, I got one answer from Vinith. What about others, guys? Very good, Srinidhi. You got same answer, just like Vinith. It seems it's correct. Smita given the same answer. Very nice. आप लोग स्टडी बटन में से आंसर देख के नहीं दे रहे हो ना? Very good. Very good. So see here. Competition depreciation they have given here. Okay. Now first see the asset put to use for more than 180 days eligible for 100% depreciation. So 25 was your opening and then you added it. Totally over 15% pura depreciation we took it. For the new machinery you took for 10 lakhs on 119. So 19 means it was be used for more than 180 days. So full depreciation on this as well. This is old, this is new. You took during the year. Now only upon the new you get additional depreciation. At what rate? 20%. So you took the same जो न्यू आपकी मिली थी, और जो दूसरी जो थी जो आपने लेस देन 180 डेज के लिए यूज किया, विच यू परचेज ऑन विच डेट योर बैलेंस एडिशनल रिस्पेक्ट ऑफ न्यू मशीनरी फॉर लेस देन 180 डेज विच वाज अबाउट 10 lakhs, 20% का आधा अभी मिलेगा. And don't forget, sometimes what institute does, the institute gives an adjustment that last year we purchased a machinery in the last month of the year on which additional depreciation was claimed. So remember, तब और 10% किया था और अभी 10% करना पड़ेगा. In some questions, such adjustment is given to you. So we took this additional depreciation on the new machinery only. यहाँ पे full लिया and यहाँ पे half लिया. Half will be taken in the next year. Further, the new assets which were used, which were taken during the year for the purpose for less than 180 days. So we took again half depreciation, 15 ka half, and here also 20 ka half. That is computer. On remember, this depreciation should be there only for the assets which have been used in the office. Other than that, you won't get it. So your total depreciation comes to 8.89 plus 0.08. आपका क्या आया आंसर? You got the same answer, guys? 9.69. What's your answer? 1,06,007, 1,06, 10,67,500. What mistake you guys did? आपने क्या नहीं लिया? Let me see. What mistake you guys did, guys? Oh shit, man. I'm so sorry. अच्छा, ये 115 BAC वालों का था. नहीं. Second question. I have to go Roman 2. Oh my God. Okay, I'm so sorry. Yeah, your answer is correct. Okay. मैंने रोमन 2 ले लिया था. It was the actual 2 here. So normal depreciation here on the 15% of the assets 180 days के लिए जो आपने यूज किया है, ये आपका नॉर्मल डिप्रिशिएशन आया. जो लेस देन 180 के लिए किया है, ये आपका हाफ डिप्रिशिएशन आ गया. जो 40% अलग ब्लॉक था उसके ऊपर आपका फुल डिप्रिशिएशन जो था वो आपका फुल आ गया यहाँ पर. एडिशनल डिप्रिशिएशन आपकी जो भी नए एसेट्स है इसके ऊपर आपने फुल हाफ लिया है, इसके ऊपर आपने फुल लिया है. हाफ लिया बिकॉज इट वाज ऑन 12/10. फुल लिया बिकॉज ये आपका फुल लिया आपने मोर देन 180 डेज. सो इट वाज लेस देन 180 डेज, इट वाज मोर देन 180 days. Total depreciation is 10,67,500, which most of you have given. Yes, very good. I'm so sorry, मैंने गलती से सेकंड पॉइंट ले लिया था. Okay. Actually, what happened? I haven't compared the question and answer as they were not together. Okay, everyone, most of you have given correct answer. That's very nice. Let's go further. The next part for the depreciation, the last part of the depreciation is for your businesses which are into your power generation, distribution, and transmission. Okay, so in that case, they can opt for SLM depreciation. In case of straight line method depreciation, so or if you will maintain the account separate for each of the assets, and you will depreciate them obviously with the straight line method. Further, now say in this example, the straight line method depreciation applicable is 10%. हमने किया 10 2 साल के लिए depreciation किया. अब the WDV is of this asset as per straight line method में is 80. And if you sell it for 72, से बुक्स में वैल्यू है 80, आप बेच रहे हो 72 में, तो ये तो आपका और भी नुकसान है ना. It's a loss for you. It's a greater loss for you, right? So in this case, the loss of 8 will be treated as terminal depreciation and get debited to the P&L. So in short, every year you debit to the P&L the depreciation. Similarly, आपका वैल्यू था 80, you sold it for 72. So whatever is the remaining amount, the terminal amount, जिसके बाद asset चले गई है, you treat it as terminal depreciation. But say rather than selling it for 72, we have sold it for 89. WDV was 80, we sold it for 89. Profit of 9 is there in comparison to the book value. So again, you just treat it as balancing charge and take it into your PGBP as a profit. Okay. And if you sell this asset above the cost, say if you sold this asset for 117, so make two parts of this. One part which will up to the cost is going to be your PGBP, that is balancing charge. Above that will be your short-term capital gain for your depreciable assets. So see, pay attention. What were there in the three examples? The assets had value of 100. It was depreciated and now the value was 80. If you sold it for 72, 9 का loss है, term is a terminal depreciation, debit to your PGBP. If you sold it फॉर से 89, 8 का है सॉरी, यहाँ पर 9 का प्रॉफिट है, you treat it as balancing charge. Remember these words are there in sometime MCQ questions. You credit into your PGBP. Now if you sell it for 117, in this case you make two parts. Up to cost, what was cost guys? 100. So up to 100 मतलब कितना प्रॉफिट हुआ आपका? 20. From 80 to 100 will be PGBP, and above 100 17 would be capital gain. So please remember the word terminal depreciation, which will be there if you're selling your asset for less than the WDV. If you're selling your asset for more than WDV up to the cost, it will be balancing charge. And if you're selling above cost, there will be balancing charge as well as short-term capital gain. Because from when you sell depreciable asset, always or always there will be short-term capital gain only, that we will learn in your capital gain chapter. Okay. Okay. Now on for this particular part, we'll go come after once you are done or yeah kar lete, because you already know capital gains, no problem at all. Now see, in case of normal WDV method, if you sell your assets, so how the capital gain or when the capital gain will be charged? So pay attention everyone. I'll give another example here. Say my block value is 10 lakhs. Okay. I sold and has 8 assets. I sold all the 8 assets and now for say 7 lakhs. So now when your all the assets are being sold, there is no asset with you, so block ceases to exist. That time you will calculate the capital gain or loss whichever is there. Okay. Further, another example, the block was of 8 assets, sold 6 of this, value of 10 lakh of the block, sold 6 of this for 12 lakhs. Now see, the block is no more there. Calculate the capital gain or capital loss. Are you understanding there? Either when there is no physical assets or there is no value in the block, that time you will calculate the capital gain. Next, again, block had 8 assets. I sold 6 of this. Block value was 10 lakh. I sold for 7 lakhs. Is there asset? Yes. Is there block? Yes. No calculation of capital gain. Continue with your depreciation. Okay. So remember, when there will be either no block or one more example, let's take. Block of asset has 8 assets. Value of will be 10 lakhs. I sold all the 8 for 12 lakhs. So no capital, no asset, no block. Calculate the capital gain. So only and only in the case when there will be block as well, even after selling the asset, there is some WDV with us. Also, there is the number of asset, there is asset as well as with us in physical form. In this case, you will not do the capital gain calculation. बचे हुए तीनों केस में आपको capital gain का calculation करना है, and you have to find out whether the capital gain or loss is there. So obviously when block will cease to exist, it means there will be capital gain, because आपने आपकी assets को block में जितनी value थी उससे expensive you sold it. But when there is no asset and block is still there, that will be capital loss. So that you will identify even when you will be solving that. So that you do not need to remember, but you need to remember this, that when either there is block or either there is asset, in this case you will calculate your capital gain. अगर दोनों भी है तो आपको, सॉरी व्हाट आई सेड यू, आई एम सो सॉरी, आई सेड यू, आपके पास अगर ब्लॉक है और एसेट है, दोनों भी है, तो आपको कुछ भी करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You do not need to calculate the capital gain. That's what is given here. See, in the first case, WDV was there, but no asset was there. Calculate the capital gain. WDV भी नहीं है, asset भी नहीं है. Calculate the capital gain. In the later case, asset है, WDV नहीं है. Calculate the capital gain. Asset है, WDV भी है. दोनों भी जब रहेगा, in that case you charge the normal depreciation. Everyone clear? Just go through this example if you want to. So you can remember it like this. Just a minute. Wait a minute. I will just note down it for you. Block, that is WDV, and asset. Block is there, no asset. Calculate the capital gain. Wait a minute. Block is there and asset is not there. So capital gain नहीं रहे, capital loss रहेगा in fact. ब्लॉक नहीं है, एसेट है, डब्ल्यू नहीं है और एसेट है नहीं. आई डन रॉन्ग वे. या करेक्ट. You have the block with you. I have say 1 lakh rupees, but I don't have any assets. This will be capital loss. This will be capital gain. Correct. Further, ब्लॉक भी है, एसेट भी है. ये जान दो, इसको हम बाद में जाते हैं. ब्लॉक भी नहीं है, एसेट भी नहीं है. इट कैन बी एनी वन. लॉस और गेन, यू कैन चेक इट, चेक इट. जनरली इट विल बी गेन ओनली. ब्लॉक भी है, एसेट भी है. कैलकुलेट डेप्रिसिएशन. Just make this table with you guys. Say me if you are done and you are clearly understood it. Everyone clear? Come on, say me yes or no. Okay. Further, please remember, if you have received any subsidy thereafter for the asset, please reduce the same. Any grant is there, reduce the same from the asset value. Okay. If there is any interest, so up to the date of where the asset being used to, up to the date where the asset has been put to use, please capitalize the interest also. Okay. For the personal asset का तो हमने देखा हुआ है. Scientific deduction, everything will be limited to 50, 100%. We have seen this as well. Okay. So please remember for scientific deduction, there are two parts in scientific deduction. Just a minute, let me see. Okay. There are two parts of scientific deduction. Okay. One, when you donate it to outsider, another, when you do the in-house scientific research. So first, when you donate it to outsiders, so pay attention. Whenever you donate it to any approved, please remember the word approved, any approved research association, institute, college, or university. If any of this is approved for scientific research, 100%. For statistical research, again 100%, because all of them are been limited up to 100%. Further, to any IIT or national laboratory for scientific research, 100%. Approved Indian company, scientific research, 100%. So if you donate to anyone, the maximum is 100% is not allowed, now allowed. But remember, if you're donating it to any company, any approved scientific research, approved company, approved association, approved institute, approved college, approved university, remember what why I'm using the approved again and again, because ये approved रहा तो ही आपको 100% मिलेगा, नहीं तो आपको नहीं मिलेगा. And if you give to IIT, then also you will get the 100% deduction. Now further, if you do the scientific research at your home, खुद से ही करते हो आप तो, in that case, just a minute, what will happen, I'll just discuss with you. Again, that everything has been, wait a bit. Yeah. Further see, if you'll see this, now here further. Now, if you do the research, आपके ऑर्गेनाइजेशन स्टार्ट होने के पहले ही, सो मैक्सिमम थ्री, सो मैक्सिमम इन दिस केस मैक्सिमम 3 इयर्स का आपको डिडक्शन मिलेगा। वो भी रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर में सिर्फ आपको सैलरी मिलेगी एक्सक्लूडिंग पर्क, बाकी आपको कुछ भी नहीं मिलेगा। एंड कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर में ओनली ऑल द एक्सपेंडिचर बट यू वोंट गेट लैंड। तो रिमेंबर, इफ यू आर डूइंग एनी रिसर्च बिफोर स्टार्टिंग द बिजनेस, मैक्सिमम 3 इयर्स का डिडक्शन आपको मिलेगा। सैलरी में ओनली सैलरी विदाउट पर्क्स, और कोई रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर नहीं। एंड लैंड तो आपको कभी मिलने ही नहीं वाला है। उसके अलावा एनी कैपिटल एक्सपेंडिचर इज देयर, यू विल गेट इट। Further, in case of when you are doing the business all together with running the business, all together when you are manufacturing or other assets, now the deduction for all of them is same. If you are engaged in any revenue expenditure, you will get 100%. Capital expenditure other than land, you will get 100%. Now it's same for other SSC as well as manufacturing SSC. So any revenue expenditure 100%, any capital expenditure 100%, other than land. So again, I'm saying you from 35, section 35, which is for scientific research, there are two parts. One, when you are doing your own, another when you are giving donation to someone else. When you are doing your own, please check whether you are doing before business or after business. If before business, maximum 3 years is allowed. That too, revenue में सिर्फ salary allowed रहेगा without perks and no other revenue expenditure, capital expenditure without land, everything is allowed. 100% deduction, पहले ही साल में 100% deduction आपको मिलेगा। Further, if you are in doing your in-house research after the start of the business, parallelly with your business, in that case, revenue expenditure, everything is allowed 100%, capital expenditure other than land 100%. Thereafter, if you are donating it to someone, so there can be three types of donation: IIT, National Laboratory, or approved Indian association, that will get 100% reduction. Thereafter, approved association, institute, university, college, approved होगा तो 100%, नहीं तो नहीं मिलेगा। और कंपनी को भी दिया, जो भी अप्रूव होगी तो उसको भी मिलेगा। एक बार डोनेशन आपने दे दिया, फिर उसके बाद उसका अप्रूवल चलेगा, नो प्रॉब्लम। बट व्हेन यू गिवन द डोनेशन, दैट टाइम अप्रूवल वाज देयर, you will get the deduction. Okay, once you get deduction on such asset here in section 35 AD, then please don't take again deduction in your for your depreciation. There you will be value would be considered as zero. Okay, thereafter, preliminary expenditure. All the preliminary expenditure whichever you do here, you will be allowed as deduction for next 5 years. So every year 20% will be allowed. Preliminary expenditure are like market survey, market feasibility report, engineering service, drafting of MOA, PO, legal fees, expenses. ऐसी कोई भी चीज आप करते हो आपके बिजनेस चालू करने के पहले, तो इसका सबका आपको डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा बिजनेस चालू होने के बाद। बट रिमेंबर, देयर हैज बीन अमेंडमेंट इनटू दिस एज वेल। इसकी सबकी आपको एक रिपोर्ट देनी है इन सब एक्सपेंडिचर के एक्सप्लेनेशन के साथ में, to get it approved, and then only you will get the deduction of the same. Remember, for Indian company, which are the Indian company guys? The company which are incorporated into India. Domestic company का definition बड़ा था. Indian company was which were incorporated in India. The limitation is there, actual preliminary expenditure of 5% of eligible amount, whichever is lower. Whereas for all other company, it is actual expenditure of 5% of COP, whichever is lower. Okay. Now, when we say the eligible amount is COP or CE, that is cost of project or capital employed. इन दोनों का हायर लो, उसको एलिजिबल अमाउंट में डालो, और इन दोनों का लोअर लेना। Whereas in all other case, it's going to be simple 5% of cost of project or actual preliminary expenditure, whichever is lower. But now, as I've said you, now you have to submit the report as well for all the expenditure which has to be done, which is there into your amendment notes, which is available on institute website. Above, so this deduction will be allowed to you in 5 equal installment. Further, if you do any expenditure voluntary retirement scheme, even that will be given to you in 5 equal what we say equal 5 equal installment. Yes. Then we come to section 35 AD, which talks about specified business. Before going to this, any queries with anyone, guys? Any queries, guys? So far, everyone is there with me. Okay. Now, section 35 AD. Section 35 AD, which specified around 14 businesses, which will get 100% reduction of the whatever capital expenditure they do in the first year itself. Now, why government is doing this? To promote these 14 businesses. Which are these 14 businesses? So, I generally say these 14 business in one of the story. Okay. सबसे पहले से there is an industrial premises, जहाँ पे कोल्ड चेन फैसिलिटी है, एक फर्टिलाइजर की फैक्ट्री है, ओके, एक आयरन ओर की फैक्ट्री है। These three factories are there in this particular industrial premises: cold chain, fertilizer factory, iron ore factory. ओके। यहाँ से एक पाइपलाइन जाती है जो डायरेक्ट पाकिस्तान जाती है, क्रॉस कंट्री पाइपलाइन। और यहाँ के सारे जो लोग हैं वो एक स्लम में रहते हैं। ये स्लम के ऊपर देखो किसने अटैक किया है, जरा मुझे देख के बताना कौन है ये जिन्होंने अटैक किया है। प्लीज गेस इट करेक्टली गाइस दिस टाइम। हाँ, कौन है ये? विच आर दिस इंसेक्ट्स? कौन? एवरीवन गेस इट। आपके लिए जूम कर देता हूँ मैं बस। अब तो गेस कर दो। हाँ, इंसेक्ट से, बट कौन से है? चलिए, माउस नहीं चल रहा है क्या? Mosquitoes, butterflies. Oh, thank you so much, Rashmika. You seem it butterflies. No, it's a neither mosquito, neither butterflies. These are honeybees. These are honeybees. Remember, आप लोग कुछ भी नहीं समझते मेरी ड्राइंग में। मेरे साथ क्लास नहीं किया ना आपने, इसलिए। Okay, सब pay attention. So these are honeybee. Oh yes, Yashwat have said correctly. Finally, insect के साथ में। So honeybees ने इन सब स्लम के ऊपर अटैक कर दिया, जिसके बाद यहाँ पे हमारे बेचारे जो भी काम करने वाले लोग थे, इन सबको हमने हाईवे से फटाक से हॉस्पिटल में भेजा। हॉस्पिटल में, ऐसा हॉस्पिटल में भेजा जहाँ 100 से ज्यादा बेड है, बिकॉज हमारे पास बहुत सारे लोग आ गए। और जो बचे हुए लोग हैं उनको हमने 2 स्टार प्लस होटल्स में भेज दिया। ओके। So, guys, here I feel I have covered almost 10 businesses here, which are covered under Section 35 UAD. Okay, cold chain facility, fertilizer facility, iron ore factory, cross country pipeline. Remember that cross country pipeline आपको दूसरे को भी किसी को यूज करने देना है। ठीक है, 4 हुआ ये। स्लम रिडेवलपमेंट 5, हाईवे इज योर इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर 6, हनी बी 7, 2 स्टार प्लस होटल 8, 100 प्लस बेड 9। सो 9 10 वी हैव कवर्ड। ऑल्सो वन फैब्रिकेशन यूनिट हैज टू बी देयर। उसके बाद और क्या बच गया है देखो। क्रॉस कंट्री पाइपलाइन हो गया है, होटल हो गया, हॉस्पिटल हो गया है, हाउसिंग प्रोजेक्ट अंडर स्लम स्लम हो गया है, हाउसिंग प्रोजेक्ट अंडर अफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग स्कीम, हाउसिंग का 2 है। इनलैंड कंटेनर डेपोट, हनी बी एंड बी कीपिंग डन, वेयर हाउसिंग फैसिलिटी फॉर शुगर। हाँ, वेयर हाउसिंग फैसिलिटी फॉर शुगर एंड वेयर हाउसिंग फॉर एग्रीकल्चर भी अलग से दिया हुआ शायद से। वेयर हाउसिंग फॉर एग्रीकल्चर, दिस टू बी मिस्ड इन आर फैक्ट्री। तो याद रखना, आप एक शुगर का वेयर हाउस और एग्रीकल्चर का, प्लीज रिमेंबर। वेयर हाउसिंग फॉर एग्रीकल्चर मतलब ऑल एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस। शुगर के लिए अलग दिया हुआ, बिकॉज शुगर इज नॉट एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस, यू नो दिस ना। शुगर केन इज एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस, शुगर इज अ प्रोसेस्ड प्रोडक्ट, बट उसके लिए भी यहाँ पे अलग से इंक्लूड किया हुआ है। एंड देन इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर एंड सम बेसिक थिंग्स आर देयर। So whatever you spend for all of this, Section 35 AD allows you all 100% of the deduction in the first year itself on all the capital expenditure, because we want to promote these things. Remember, for hotel they have given a specific condition that even if you don't run this hotel, it's fine. Okay, if you give this hotel to someone else, no problem at all, हमें वो भी चल जाएगा। Everything clear? उसके बाद whatever plant of machinery you are purchasing into this, whatever plant of machinery you are purchasing into this, please remember. Just a second. Why is this pen here? What a plant and machinery you're purchasing into this, it should be new. But यहाँ पे new की definition थोड़ी मिलावट वाली है. This is that it should be imported old plant. It should be either imported old plant and machinery, not claimed under Income Tax Act. And so imported old plant and machinery तो चलेगा, no problem. और total में से 24% अगर आपकी पुरानी होगी तो भी चलेगा, no problem at all. And any of the capital expenditure should not be done about 10,000 in cash. If done, that would be not allowed to you. And yes, loss from the 35 UAD would be allowed to set off under loss from 35 UAD. 35 UAD itself, we'll see that in your uh, set off and carry forward chapter also, that profit has to be kept separate. Okay. Thereafter, infrastructure include road, toll road, everything, highway project as well, water supply project, passport, port, airport, inland waterway, सब कुछ इसके अंदर आ जाएगा। होटल रिमेंबर 2 स्टार एंड मोर, 2 स्टार भी चलेगा, उससे ज्यादा भी चलेगा, और आपने नहीं चला किसी और को चलाने दिया तो भी चलेगा, नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल। Okay, cross-country pipeline should be approved by petroleum and natural gas regulatory, and you should give them to use for someone else as well. Okay, so these are some of the basics for your section 35 AD. Please remember them businesses. Okay, if you read them 2 3 times nicely, and in question they specify you something business like that, you will automatically get connected. Do not worry, आपको रट्टा मारने की जरूरत नहीं है. All the 14 businesses. Okay. Further, zero discount on zero coupon bond. As you know, what is zero coupon bond, guys? Whenever a bond doesn't gives you any interest coupons upon it, but the benefit to the investor will be set off in the price of the bond. So, for example, the bond was sold at price of 90, which will be redeemed at price of 110. So, investor को benefit कितना मिलेगा? 20 रुपीज का. उसको इंटरेस्ट नहीं देगी. अब जब वो हम रिडीम करेंगे तभी उसको पूरा पैसा मिल जाएगा. सो वॉट एवर इज दिस इंटरेस्ट एज पर बिजनेस पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू, दिस इज एक्सपेंडिचर फॉर देम. So this interest shall be set off for the period of the bond. So if the bond is for 10 years, set off the interest for the 10 years. If the bond is for 5 years, do it for the 5 years and so on. Okay. Thereafter, employer's contribution. Employer ने contribute किया आपके अच्छे अच्छे नाम को. स्टैट्यूटरी प्रोविडेंट फंड, रिकॉग्नाइज्ड प्रोविडेंट फंड, अप्रूव्ड अप्रूव्ड, ऐसे कोई भी फंड को नाम किया जहां पे लॉ अलाउ करता है, तो ये हम डिडक्शन भी उसको दे देंगे. अनअप्रूव्ड अनअप्रूव्ड को किया तो हम डिडक्शन भी उसको नहीं देंगे. Okay, everyone clear? Just go through it once. Ask me, guys, if you have any queries here. Further, employer contribution towards welfare fund, even that will be allowed to you. Animals used in business. Interesting thing here. If you use any animals in the business, like the what we say them livestock, okay, that so this livestock whatever you have used in the business, please don't claim depreciation on the same. Okay, so आप ये जो भी ये लाइव स्टॉक रहेगा, ये आप आपके पेंडल आपके बैलेंस शीट में वैसे के वैसे रहने दो. वंस द लाइव स्टॉक गेट्स लाइक if they are dead, or if they gets permanently useless for your business, that time you all claim all the expenditure on the same on in and hit it to the P&L. So, but if you are able to sell them, or you are able to sell the carcass of such livestock, so whatever amount you get it, you reduce it, and the rest of amount you charge it to the P&L. What does this mean? This means, for example, say I have taken one bull for 1 lakh. So I'll bid in the livestock for 1 lakh in my balance sheet. Now, when the bull say is not fit for my purpose for what I have purchased it, and I'm selling it, so I'm selling it say for 80, for 50, for say 40,000. So in the P&L, I will hit the 60,000 ka expenditure. Are you clear, everyone? Say this bull is no more. I have sold the carcass of this bull at 1,000. So in P&L, I will hit how much? 99,000. So you do not need to depreciate them. But when the life of this livestock is been done, or they are not any more useful for the purpose you have bought it, so whatever is the difference of the amount sold or carcass sold, or whatever amount is realized from whatever amount you have purchased, hit the total amount to your P&L. इन केस ऑफ बैड डेट, अगेन देयर इज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग थिंग. बैड डेट एक्चुअली हुए तो आपको मिलेगा प्रोविजन. पेंट आपके पूरे 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 पोर्शन में किसी की भी चीज की आप प्रोविजन नहीं कर सकते हो, बट बैड डेट एक्चुअली हुई है, सो यू कैन डेबिट इट टू द P&L. बट इन फ्यूचर इफ यू रियलाइज दिस बैड डेट बैक, देन इन दैट केस यू सिंपली एड इट बैक टू योर इनकम. पर जब आप बैड डेट डेबिट कर रहे थे, आपके आपके AO ने, आपके असेसिंग ऑफिसर ने पूरा अलाउ नहीं किया. से बैड डेट वॉज ऑफ 1 लाख, मैंने डेबिट किया मेरे P&L को 1 लाख, बट असेसिंग ऑफिसर से नहीं, नो, आप सिर्फ 60,000 ही डेबिट करो इस बार, आप 40,000 इस बार डेबिट मत करो. ओके, आई सेड फाइन, असेसिंग ऑफिसर के ऊपर मैं जा नहीं सकता हूँ. तो देन इफ इन फ्यूचर ही गिव्स मी बैक द अमाउंट, द बैड डेट विच आई ट्रीटेड, उसको साक्षात्कार हो गया, से वो हरिद्वार या ऋषिकेश गया और उसको लगा नहीं मैंने सुमित सर का अमाउंट पे कर देना चाहिए, और वो वापस मेरे पास पे करने आता है, तो पहले मैं दुश्मनी निकालूंगा. पहले मेरे जो एओ ने डिसअलाउ किया था 40,000, उसमें से माइनस करूंगा. उसके ऊपर अगर कुछ मुझे मिलता है, दैट आई विल बी टैक्सेबल इन द रिस्पेक्टिव ईयर. फॉर एग्जांपल, इन दिस एग्जांपल सी, एओ हैड डिसअलाउड 40,000, उसे साक्षात्कार हुआ, वो मेरे पास आया, ही गिवन में 62,000 रुपीज. तो पहले 40 माइनस कर दूंगा जो डिसअलाउ किया था, और बचा हुआ 12,000 आई विल गेट द टैक्सेबल. एवरीवन क्लियर? वो वापस से 20,000 लेके आया, इज इट विद इन द 40,000? यस. और 20 लेके आया, नो टैक्स. और 20 लेके आया, फिर टैक्स लगेगा. Everyone clear with this bad debt provision? Next, any expenditure on family planning, you will get as deduction. Capital expenditure will be 5 per installment. Revenue expenditure will be 100%. Security transaction tax and commodity transaction tax paid will be allowed as a deduction here, as it's your business and if that's your expenditure. But remember, if the assets of shares are your, what we say, if the assets are your, what's the word? if the assets are your, हाँ, capital gains, in that case CTD and STD are not allowed, but ये PGBP में है तो हमने अलाउ कर दिया है. Okay, thereafter mark to market loss as per ICDS allowed, अगर आपने किया है तो, नहीं किया है तो not allowed. एज पर आईसीडीएस किया तो वो अलाउड रहेगा, नहीं तो नहीं रहेगा. जनरल डिडक्शन, इसके अलावा अगर आपने कोई भी एक्सपेंडिचर किया है विच वी हैवंट कवर्ड इन द ऑल द बैक वट एवर एक्सपेंडिचर वी हैव सीन अप टू नाउ, if you have done any other expenditure other than that, three condition has to be satisfied and all the three has to be satisfied. If one of them is not satisfied, this expenditure will be not allowed to debit to the P&L. Okay, what are the three conditions? It should be wholly and exclusively for the purpose of business. It should be not for your personal purpose. Okay, another, it should be revenue in nature, because if it is capital then capitalize it and claim depreciation. And last one is that it should be legal. So आपने किसी को भी ब्राइब वगैरह दिया है वो आपको यहाँ पे अलाउड नहीं है. These three are the not allowed expenditure. Once again, I'm repeating three expenditure. First is it should be wholly for business, it should be revenue in nature, and it should be legal. So it should be like BRL, business, revenue, and legal. Then and then only it will be allowed. Any expenditure made for CISR is not allowed, even though Companies Act says you, but यहाँ पर हम allowed नहीं करेंगे. Everyone clear up to now? Yes, everyone clear, guys? Okay, let's do one thing. Let's take a break of let's take a break of 10 minutes. Okay, and in 10 minutes, we'll start back with the continuation of the chapter. And then again, we will go for the capital gain ka part as well. In capital gain, we'll see one or two questions and let's see then if we can go for capital gain. We'll at least start with that. Okay, so let's take a sharp 10-minute break and then we'll be back and we'll continue from here. In the meantime, if you have any question, the lecture is on. Please post your questions here. So once I come, first I will take your question and then we'll move forward. Okay. यू टू हैव अ टी, ताकि नींद ना आए आपको. आई डोंट फील आपको मैंने नींद आने जैसा कुछ बताया होगा, बट स्टिल नींद आ रही होगी तो हैव अ टी एंड कम बैक. ओके, आई विल टू हैव अ कॉफी. Yes, guys. So done with your tea, coffee? Yep. So let's start with the further part now. Just a second, let me on this on my book as well. Okay. So here, the next part we are into our expenditure, which are allowed or not allowed. The small parts of this is which is given in just one liner. Any advertisement expenditure in a brochure, souvenir, newspaper, pamphlet of political party will be not allowed in PGBP. You'll get a deduction under your 80C to 80U. We'll see there that gift to employees allowed. Jitna gift dena utna do, because we are taxing them into their hands, right? Customary expenses, puja at the time of New Year, Diwali allowed. For the customary expenses incurred by CA for attending CPE seminars allowed for us. Also, see puja, whatever you do, puja or whatever the customary expenditure of there are for your religious thing, that is also allowed here. Dividend and DDT, dividend distribution tax, not allowed. Dividend is appropriation of profit. How can they allow that? Provision for loss of subsidiary, provision for deferred tax. No provision will be allowed in income tax. I will say in short. Okay, shares debenture issue expenditure, if it is initial public offer, further public offer, right of share, which simply increases your capital, this will be not allowed. Okay, thereafter, okay, thereafter, buyback of share, bonus share, debenture expenditure, इसका कुछ होगा तो वो आपको allow हो जाएगा. In case of direct taxes, remember, tax not allowed. Interest not allowed on tax. Okay, we are talking about income tax. Income tax का कुछ भी नहीं allowed है, because direct tax is considered as personal in nature. Whereas if it is your indirect taxes, taxes भी allowed है, interest भी allowed है, penalty नहीं allowed है, because penalty is something which you are done illegal. So अगर आपका कोई कॉन्ट्रैक्ट के पेनाल्टी है वो अलाउड होगी, लेकिन आपके इलीगल काम करने की वजह से पेनाल्टी आई है, दैट विल बी नॉट अलाउड. Okay, Kini has one doubt. Let me see that. Sir, profits received from HUF from an HUF is PGB. No. वेट अ मिनट, ये मेरा पहले का डाउट है कि अभी का डाउट है, मुझे चेक करना पड़ेगा. लेट मी सी दैट. Right, it's recent doubt. What he asked, sir, profits received from firm and HUF is PGBP na? Profit received from firm and HUF is PGBP. And HUF nahi. Profit received from partnership firms only by firm, by individual or HUF. That time it is going to be the PGBP. Are you clear, Kini? Further, freebies. Please remember, there is a case law for this. Freebies given to any pharmaceutical company, any doctor वगैरह को किसी को भी freebies दिए. These freebies are non-ethical as per the doctor's medical code of conduct. So ऐसा non-ethical, non-ethical नहीं, in fact illegal भी है. तो ऐसा illegal काम करने के लिए अगर आप पैसा दोगे तो वो भी आपको allowed नहीं रहेगा. Interest on loan taken for the payment of income tax, not allowed, because income tax itself is the personal in nature, as I've said you. Tax audit fees, litigation expenditure allowed. Premium paid by firm in keyman insurance policy allowed. Because keyman insurance से जो आपको पैसा भी आएगा वो भी तो इधर ही टैक्स होगा. So insurance का अपने compensation पे करने के लिए वो भी पे किया तो भी चलेगा. Next is section 40. Section 40 is again very interesting because it talks about the TDS provision in respect to applicable to businesses. It simply says that whenever you are about to pay anything, any amount to non-resident or foreign company, and if the TDS has not been deducted in the previous year, or TDS deducted but not paid to government up to the due date of return filing, then such amount 100% will be disallowed. See, what does that mean? It means that, say, just a minute. Our financial year is 22, say 23, 24. Okay, so first thing is that two things are there. एक तो TDS during the year होना चाहिए, and it should be paid before return filing due date. Any one of them will not do. So TDS आपने नहीं किया और आपने इस टाइम किया पेमेंट, TDS भी और पेमेंट भी नहीं चलेगा. यहाँ पे किया दोनों भी चलेगा. So before return filing due date, in the previous year the TDS should be happening and the payment should be happen to government before return filing due date. So then and then only it will be allowed, or else the 100% disallowance will be there in the case of non-resident. In the case of resident, if you haven't done the TDS, the disallowance will be how much, guys? You must remember this very nice. 30%. So 70% will be allowed, 30% will be disallowed. But one good thing about this both the section is that In future, whenever you pay the TDS, in that previous year, the deduction will be allowed to you, whichever was disallowed currently. ओके, सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने रिटर्न फाइलिंग ड्यू डेट से एक दिन लेट कर दिया, नो प्रॉब्लम, इस प्रीवियस ईयर में मुझे डिडक्शन मिल जाएगा, बट जो पिछला प्रीवियस ईयर था तब डिडक्शन मुझे नहीं मिलेगा. But there is one more thing. If you forget to do the TDS or pay the TDS before return filing due date, in the case of non-resident in terms of salary, अगर वो आपकी सैलरी के हिसाब से गया है, तो इस केस में देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम. This deduction in future is never ever allowed. 100% disallowance now, and even if you pay in future with interest and everything, it is not allowed. So you have to be very, very strict here while doing TDS on the salary of a non-resident. Okay, so these are the basically three provision of TDS here. One, when you do for individual, disallowance is 70%. When you do of non-resident, disallowance is 100%. But non-resident का salary के लिए किया है, तो इस केस में ये आपको कभी भी जिंदगी में मिलेगा नहीं. पहले दोनों केस में 100% और 30% डिडक्शन यू विल गेट इन फ्यूचर व्हेनेवर इन व्हिचएवर प्रीवियस ईयर यू डू द पेमेंट टू द गवर्नमेंट. एंड रिमेंबर, टीडीएस शुड बी डिडक्टेड ड्यूरिंग द ईयर एंड पेड बिफोर द रिटर्न फाइलिंग ड्यू डेट. टीडीएस आपने ड्यूरिंग द ईयर नहीं किया है, रिटर्न फाइलिंग ड्यू डेट के पहले भी किया है, नहीं चलेगा. बोथ द कंडीशंस आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट हियर. Okay, this many times students are confused here. Once again, I'm repeating for that. So this is 23, 24. TDS यहाँ पे डिडक्ट होना चाहिए इनमें से कोई भी एक दिन, एंड पेमेंट इसके पहले होना चाहिए. पहले भी किया तो भी चलेगा, पर पेमेंट इस डेट के पहले होना चाहिए. Then you will get a deduction here. Everyone clear? Further, TDS on non-monetary of perquisite. This at the time of salary, I said you. ये TDS on non-monetary of perquisite क्या होता है? First, say me, how many of you are 100% sure with this कि आपको ये पता है? और हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर कंफ्यूज? कम ऑन, राइट इट डाउन. कंफ्यूज जो भी है वो कंफ्यूज लिखो. जिनको पता है दे सर वी नो, एंड जिनको बिल्कुल भी नहीं पता, सर वी डोंट नो. कम ऑन, लेट मी सी व्हाट इज द कंडीशन ऑफ योर्स. से यस इफ यू नो. कंफ्यूजन वाले कंफ्यूजन लिखो, जिसको पता ही नहीं था वो नो लिखो. कम ऑन एवरीवन, लेट मी सी हाउ मेनी ऑफ देयर आर बैक विद रियली हैविंग अ कॉफी, और हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू आर रियली स्लीपिंग. नो, माय गॉड, नो, नो क्लू, नो, नो, नो. अरे अरे अरे, सुनो, नॉट, नो प्रॉब्लम, डोंट वरी. पेडिशन हियर, सी व्हाट हैपेंस. आई विल से यू नो कंप्लीट स्टोरी बिकॉज आपको बिल्कुल पता नहीं था. आई थॉट अगर आपको पता होता तो आई वुड जस्ट टेक इट एन फास्ट पार्ट. पेडिशन, सी, अब ये है कंपनी, ठीक है, ये हूं मैं, या आप खुद जो हंस रहे हो अभी, यू आर स्माइलिंग हियर. ओके, नाउ सी व्हाट हैपेंस. कंपनी गिव्स मी परक्विजिट्स, पर्क्स, राइट, लाइक गाड़ी दी, शॉफर दिया, बहुत कुछ कुछ दिया मुझे. अब ये पर्क्स के ऊपर जो टैक्स लगता है, it's my duty to pay this tax. It's whose duty? First, say me. It's whose duty to pay tax to the government? It's obviously Sumit sir, my duty to pay tax to the government. Okay, but employer मेरा बड़ा दिलदार है. इसे सुमित सर परक्विजिट हमने दिए हैं तो उसके ऊपर का टैक्स हाउ कम यू कैन पे? द टैक्स विल बी आल्सो पेड बाय अस. अमेजिंग. So for example, say perk were of 1 lakh rupees. Say tax applicable was 30% to me, for example. Tax came to 30,000 rupees. Who should pay this tax? I should pay the tax, but my company is very heartful. They say, sir सुमित, क्या आप सर आप क्या छोटी बातें करते हो, ये टैक्स भी हम आपका पे करेंगे गवर्नमेंट को. डोंट वरी एट ऑल, यू डोंट वरी एट ऑल. देन गवर्नमेंट सिटिंग हियर सेज, अच्छा इतना भारी हो आप लोग कि सुमित सर को परक्विजिट तो दिया है, उसके ऊपर का जो टैक्स है वो भी आप भर रहे हो. सुमित सर के परक्विजिट के ऊपर का टैक्स विच वॉज ड्यूटी ऑफ सुमित सर टू पे, Discharge by employer. Isn't this a new perk? ये भी तो एक perquisite है. Perquisite का मतलब ही वो होता है ना, when employee is getting benefit from the employer, right? So the tax to be paid by Sumit sir is been paid by his employer is another perquisite. अब इसके ऊपर वो वापस टैक्स लगाएंगे. वापस मेरी कंपनी बोलेगी सर हम दिलदार है, ये टैक्स भी हम पे करेंगे. वो वापस टैक्स लगाएंगे. और ये चेन चलती रहेगी, चलती रहेगी, चलती रहेगी. कब तक चलेगी ये चेन? सो ये चेन को रुकाने के लिए गवर्नमेंट सेड दैट एक काम करो, ये परक्विजिट जो है ना, ये तो हम सुमित सर के हाथ में लगा देंगे, नो प्रॉब्लम. पर ये परक्विजिट का ऊपर का जो टैक्स है ना, वो हम सुमित सर को पे करने के लिए नहीं बोलते हैं. प्लीज डोंट पे अस दिस टैक्स. Hence, the tax paid on perquisite by employer is exempt in the hands of employee, which we just left by reading a point in the salary chapter. क्योंकि गवर्नमेंट ने स्पेसिफिकली बोला हुआ टैक्स ऑन परक्विजिट पेड बाय एम्प्लॉयर फॉर एम्प्लॉय इज नॉट टैक्सेबल इन द हैंड्स ऑफ एम्प्लॉय. तो अब क्या? तो गवर्नमेंट थोड़ी अपना नुकसान करेगी. गवर्नमेंट बोलेगी ये जो 30,000 स्पेंड किए कंपनी ने, विल डिसअलाउ देम इन बिजनेस एक्सपेंडिचर. तो ऑटोमेटिकली टैक्स किससे ले लिया? उन्होंने कंपनी से ले लिया इनडायरेक्ट फॉर्म से. तो आगे के स्टेप्स ना बढ़े. ओके, once again I'm repeating. So that's why the tax on the perquisite, which is has to be paid by employee, if paid by employer, act as a perquisite again in the hands of employee. But this perquisite of tax payment, only about tax on the perquisite, is exempt in the hands of the employee, but at the same time it is taxable in the hands of the employer. In which way? By not allowing the deduction. That's why the letter is there. See here. Read this. You understand everything now. Same if you're understanding now after reading this. Come on, say me yes or no. Okay, that's very thing. So in the hands of employer, the tax paid on the perquisite will be not deductible expenditure, and in the hands of employee, it will be tax-free perquisite. Okay. Now the very interesting section comes further. Come on, everyone understood or not? Ha. Okay. 40A2. The very interesting section is this. 40A2 is payments to specified person, relative. 40A relative मतलब दो जन होते हैं ना, so 82 दिया हुआ है. So whenever you pay to your relative excess amount than ought it should have been, or unreasonable amount, this will be taxed in the this will be not allowed in the expenditure for the PGBP. So it disallowed expenditure है. Okay, individual के लिए relative कौन कौन रहेगा? So pay attention everyone. If this is an individual, who will be considered relative with mother, father, brother, sister? Okay, and thereafter linear and also spouse obviously. हाँ, यहाँ पे दिल में spouse रहेगी ना, उसको मैं लाल कर देता हूँ. Right, spouse. And thereafter all linear ascendant and all linear descendant will be considered in the relative for this section. For iOS, there is separate depreciation that will a separate note that will see later. For this section, this is the relatives. So if you pay any of them, mother, father, brother, sister, or your spouse, or linear ascendant, linear descendant, excessive amount, that will be disallowed to you. HUF के लिए मेंबर सारे रहेंगे, फॉर्म LLP के लिए पार्टनर और उनके रिलेटिव रहेंगे, कंपनी के लिए डायरेक्टर और उनके रिलेटिव रहेंगे, और AOP BOI के लिए सारे मेंबर्स और उनके रिलेटिव्स रहेंगे. रिलेटिव मींस अगर मदर, फादर, ब्रदर, सिस्टर, linear ascendant, linear descendant. Okay, where thereafter, if there is any firm in which you have substantial interest, even that will be considered as relative. All subsidiary companies to each other will be also considered relative, and if you do any excess payment to them, which will be again disallowed to you. Next, any cash payment about 10,000 in a single day to a single person. I can give lakh people 5,000 rupees cash in a day, but not single person in a single day 10,000 के ऊपर. Are you understanding? I can give lakhs of rupees in cash to lakhs of people in a day, but to a single person in a single day, I can't give about 10,000. Remember this single line. Okay? If given, that would be again considered as a disallowed expenditure. But in case of transporter, the limit is to 35,000. जहाँ पे further it is expenditure claimed deduction in the year on due basis. हाँ, अगर आपने पिछले साल में ड्यू बेसिस पे लिया था और इस बार आपने 10 साल से ज्यादा पे किया कैश में, so this will add back to your profit. Okay, expenditure by cross check then also not deductible because we want account payee cross check as per your income tax authority. Okay, if it is made to RBI, LC, LIC बैंक चलेगा, NTS, RTS कोई भी डिजिटल UPI BPI की आपने चलेगा, कैश में नहीं देने का है सिर्फ. Okay, but if you do this to the any forestry product, agriculture product, farmer वगैरह को दिया है कैश में तो चलेगा. ओके, रिटायरमेंट बेनिफिट अप टू 50,000 दिए हैं तो भी चलेगा. किसी को सैलरी दी जो अपने घर से बाहर है 15 दिन तक की, वो भी चलेगा. बट रिमेंबर वन थिंग, देयर हैज बीन अमेंडमेंट टू दिस लास्ट ईयर. द अमेंडमेंट वाज व्हाट यू नो दैट पहले ऐसा लिखा था इफ देयर इज समवेयर बैंकिंग फैसिलिटी नॉट अवेलेबल, वहां पे आपने दिया तो चलेगा. तो लोग क्या करते थे, ऐसे दूर दराज गाँव में जाते थे जहाँ बैंकिंग फैसिलिटी अवेलेबल नहीं है और वहाँ पे कैश देते थे. Okay, so they have removed that because nowadays everyone does UPI in just seconds. Okay, so now other than that, just remember one specifically news that the transporter company has been allowed of 35,000. Okay, thereafter provision of gratuity not allowed. As I've said, you provision किसी भी चीज की कोई भी चीज की allowed नहीं होती है. Then comes section 43B. Section 43B says that certain expenditure are allowed only on only basis of payment. What does that mean? It means that जो भी आपका previous year रहेगा, whichever is your previous year. It is my previous year, say 23, 24, it's my return filing due date. Whatever is the expenditure that is done to be in previous year, okay, जो आप ड्यू बेसिस पे लेते हो, ये कुछ एक्सपेंडिचर है जो आपको रिटर्न फाइलिंग ड्यू डेट के पहले पे करना ही है. नहीं पे किया तो डिडक्शन नहीं मिलेगा. जनरली यू गेट डिडक्शन ऑफ ऑल द एक्सपेंडिचर ड्यूरिंग डन इन द प्रीवियस ईयर ऑन ड्यू बेसिस एज वेल. But these are certain expenditure, certain seven expenditure, yeah, correct, certain seven expenditure which are allowed only on payment basis before return filing due date. So which are these expenditure? सबसे पहले tax, duty, cess. कोई भी tax, कोई भी duty, कोई भी cess, pay before return filing due date. Next, employer's contribution toward SPF, RPF, approved gratuity, जो भी employer का contribution है, paid before the due date. Now there are here two case laws. One says that due date as per the requisite law. Another says that due date as per income tax law, that is return filing due date. Generally consider the return filing due date. Bonus or commission to the employees. Okay, so see there are three conditions for employees. एक आपका आ गया SPF, RPF एंड सो ऑन. एक आपका आ गया बोनस, दो बैंक के लिए भी है और एक गवर्नमेंट का है. गवर्नमेंट का तो हमने ऑलरेडी ले लिया टैक्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट इंटरेस्ट फॉर इंटरेस्ट फॉर एनी फाइनेंशियल स्टेट फाइनेंशियल कॉर्पोरेशन, इन्वेस्टमेंट फाइनेंशियल कॉर्पोरेशन, शेड्यूल्ड बैंक, किसी का भी इंटरेस्ट होगा वो भी आपको पेमेंट बेसिस पे ही मिलेगा, ड्यू बेसिस पे नहीं मिलेगा. लीव एनकैशमेंट, आई सेड यू नो देयर आर थ्री फॉर द एम्प्लॉइज. लीव एनकैशमेंट, एनी सम पेबल टू इंडियन रेलवे. इंडियन रेलवे यहाँ पे ले लो गवर्नमेंट में. इंटरेस्ट ऑन लोन बोरिंग, loans from NBFC as well. Loans नहीं, loans नहीं, interest लिख देता हूँ. Interest for NBFC, interest for public financial institution, banks, and interest for NBFCs. So this is 3 plus 2 plus 2, 7. Remember, 2 for bank, 2 for government, 3 for employees. Yes, I will go through this. Remember this very nicely because any of this expenditure, even if it is accrued during the year but paid after return filing due date, it is not allowed. जब पे करोगे तब मिल जाएगा, no problem for that. But during the previous year अगर आपका है तो रिटर्न फाइलिंग ड्यू डेट के पहले करना पड़ेगा तो ही आपको डिडक्शन मिलेगा, नहीं तो जब पे करोगे तब मिलेगा. वंस अगेन आई एम रिपीटिंग ऑल ऑफ देम. प्लीज राइट डाउन इन द सेम फॉर्मेट 322 सो आपको याद रहता है अच्छे से. 3 for employee, 1 is statutory provident fund, recognized provident fund, and so on, bonuses and leave encashment. Thereafter, 2 for banks, that is interest on for banks, public financial institution, and so on, and interest on NBFCs and so on. And 2 for government, that is tax, duty, cess, and railways का कोई भी bill होगा तो वो. Everyone just go through it once, guys. Please ask me if you have any queries. Done everyone? Okay, let's go further. Now see, one more important point is there. If there is any unpaid interest on loan is converted into another loan, then the same is available for them. But interest on interest रहेगा तो वो नहीं रहेगा because that is a penal interest. Thereafter, record हो जाएगा, ये भी ठीक है. Scientific research के अपने लिए आपने कोई भी asset ली, the cost of asset will be added to the nil. Okay, sale without using the in business. So sale price or deduction already claimed, whichever is lower will be taxable in PGBP. And then again you can take them and charge them in your capital asset. See, आपने कोई भी scientific नाम asset, scientific research के नाम पे asset ली जिसके ऊपर आपने 100% deduction, you claimed it, and then you have sold it without using the business. So whatever is the sale price or your deduction claim, whichever is lower, will be again taxable to your business because earlier you took a deduction of the same. Okay, balancing charge we already discussed there. Recovery of bad debt we already discussed there before. Okay. Now this is again a section which has been come with 450C, which we learn in capital gains. Similarly, there is one section 43CA here in PGBP, which says that whenever your consideration of transfer of asset, which is stock in trade, being लैंड और बिल्डिंग, अगर आपका लैंड और बिल्डिंग है, मतलब अगर आप बिल्डर हो या आप ऐसा कोई भी हो जो फ्लैट्स खरीदते बेचते हो या लैंड खरीदते बेचते हो, in this case if your land is your stock in trade, okay, and you are selling your land, which when the sale consideration of, pay attention what is the it says. Now whatever is your sale consideration, उसका 110% आप करो. ओके, इफ योर सेल कंसिडरेशन 110% करो. इसके अगर अंदर एसडीवी है सो नो प्रॉब्लम, योर सेल कंसिडरेशन विल बी फाइनल. बट अगर इसके बाहर एसडीवी है सो एसडीवी विल इटसेल्फ बिकम योर सेल कंसिडरेशन. Here you will say the revenue because it's in your PGBP. It's applicable for the businesses as well. Okay. So that section 43CA will be applicable. इसके example आपको दिए हुए, just go through this. It's given in your study material itself. Okay. Yes. And the same section we'll see in section 50C. वहाँ पे मैं थोड़ा और डिटेल में लूँगा. Don't worry. Okay. The next section is section 44AA. That is your compulsory maintenance of books of accounts. Okay. Now here, section 44AA का मेरे पास एक beautiful diagram था. Wait a minute. Let me see where is that. Hmm. Deductions है. I had that one more thing यार. A minute. Just give a minute, guys. I just forgot to take that page before with me before. Yeah, it's here. Just a second now. Take this both. Hold it. Oh, yes. Hello, mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you able to hear me? Okay. Don't worry. I will repeat again for you. Section 44 AA books of account, maintenance of books of account. Pay attention. When you are a specified person, who are the specified person? Who is doctor, engineer, legal professional, accountant professional, CS, film artist, engineer, or technical consultant. So if you are any of this specified person, in this case, okay, in this case, you will be seeing that if you are having your the gross receipts, I'm not talking about the income, I'm talking about gross receipts of your last 3 years, all the 3 years. If it is above 1.5 lakhs, then you have to maintain books of account as per Rule 6F. What Rule 6F says? Rule 6F says that you have to maintain cash book, journal, ledger, जो भी अपने accounts होते हैं ना basic, वो सब carbon copy of bill of expenditure more than 20, 50 and CC 25. Okay. Now, if it is doctor, you have to also maintain the daily case register. Other than that, you do not need to maintain anyone. So, if your gross receipts in any of the 3 year last, एक भी साल अगर आपका 1.5 लाख से कम है, you do not need to maintain anything. Gross receipts, again, I'm saying you. Okay. Next, if you are in any other SSC, you are not the specified SSC. In that case, if you are individual or HUF, if your income is about 2.5 lakh, which is basic exemption, or your turnover is about 25 lakhs rupees, then you have to maintain books of account. नहीं तो books of account maintain नहीं करने की जो जरूरत नहीं है. Where else? And here, any one of last 3 years is said, huh? Not all the three. It's specified person, they have said all the 3 years, gross receipt 1.5 lakh. Here, any one of last 3 years, if your income is about 2.5 or turnover is about 10, 25 lakhs, you have to maintain gross this books of account. Whereas for all other SSC, it's income above 1.2 lakh and turnover about 10 lakhs. If it is more than that, then you have to maintain the books, or else you do not need to maintain the books of account. Everyone clear this? Yes. Please take a screenshot of this with my good photo. Yes. Yeah. Post it. Tag me. Huh? मेरे साथ में फोटो नहीं डाला तो आई देखो ऑटोमेटिक डिलीट हो जाएगा ये आपकी गैलरी में से. Then everyone, you remember this very nicely? Any queries in the same? Okay, let's go to the next section. The next section is about presumptive taxation. नहीं पहले 44AB है. That is your compulsory books of account. Now see how the 44 series goes. Pay attention here. See, I have drawn this so nicely. Here, section 44A talks about maintenance of books of account. Then you have to go to the next section. The section 44AB talks about आपको books of account किससे कैसे check कराना है. That is your chartered accountants. And if you don't check it, then what is going to be your fine? Thereafter, 44 AD, ADA, and AE, all the three are your presumptive sections. This section talks about what your income can be calculated in the most simplest way rather than doing all the tension of all the previous chapter. Okay, so right now we are done with our section 44 AA. Please don't forget the same. Another part for specified person, other part for the other SSC. Specified person के लिए कौन सी books दी हो आपको याद रखना है, other SSCs के लिए क्या दिया हुआ वो भी याद रखना है. Now coming to section 44AB, it says that whenever your turnover is about 2 crore rupees in any previous year, you have to make your books of account audited by a chartered accountant. About 1 crore, I'm so sorry. 2 crore is for 44AD. About 1 crore it is there, you have to audit your books by a chartered accountant. Further, if your gross receipts for a profession, business ka 1 crore, profession ka 50 lakhs, if it is above that, again you have to audit your books by a chartered accountant of India. And if you do not do it, then see what is the huge penalty. The penalty is of 0.5% of turnover or 1.5 lakh rupees, whichever is less. Also, आपको audit करा के आपकी report submit करने हैं before 30th of, where is that? 30th of September. That's why the September is our due date. Okay. Going further to presumptive section 44 AD. AD is for businesses. ADA is for profession. AD says that regardless if your turnover is less than 2 crore rupees, in this case you go to 44 AD, whatever is your turnover, direct do 8% of that as your profit. And else, if your turnover is through the bank receipts, then you will take only 6%. No problem. Such a digital India initiative. Okay. So here, whatever will be my turnover, if it is below 2 crore rupees, in this case, you have to be directly, profit would be 8%, or in case of digital receipt, it would be 6%. Now your question would be there, sir, what should we do if we have income in both the ways, some in digital, some in say cash? So in this case, it's very simple. Whatever is in cash, you take 8% of that amount. Whatever is digital, you take 6% of that amount. But remember, दोनों भी मिला के your turnover should not above 2 crore rupees. And whatever this profit comes is direct your PGBP. You will not allow any deduction from the same. No depreciation, nothing, nothing, nothing. This is direct flat income. But you will say, sir, if we don't have such 8% or 6% income, then what shall we do? Then no problem. If your income is above 1 crore, audit it and submit it. If income is less than 1 crore, do nothing. Are you understanding? So one of the very interesting thing comes here into picture. There is a clash of two sections if you understood it very nicely. Section 44AB and clash of section 44AD. Because see, what is said that section 44AB says that once your turnover is above 1 crore, wait a minute. Section 44AB, the audit section says that once your turnover is above 1 crore, once your turnover goes above 1 crore, you have to audit your books of account. But there comes picture. Section 4480 says that if your turnover is less than 2 crore, you do not require to do audit. In fact, you can directly do your presumptive income. So it simply means that, see, section 4480 is an optional section. Okay, so if you go to section 44AD and if you claim the option, then please remember, then this you do not need to do the audit of the books. But अगर आप बता रहे हो section 44AD के पास नहीं जा रहे हो and your turnover is above 1 crore, in this case the audit is compulsory. So first you can go to 44AD. If you get relief from there, that's great. But if you do not want 44AD, you do not want to show profit 8% or 6% of your total gross receipts, in that case, if your turnover is above 1 crore, then you have to then you have to make the audits and submit the audit report as well. So I'm taking three conditions. My turnover is less than 1 crore. No audit required. 44 is optional. My turnover is 1.5 crore. Here. 44 is optional. If I take it, no audit. If I don't take it, audit is compulsory. My turnover is 3 crore. No 44 option. You have to take you have to do your books of account audit. Everyone clear? Also, 44, as I am saying, 44 AD is an optional section. Please remember the same. ओके नेक्स्ट सेक्शन 44 ए डी ए बी हो गया ए डी हो गया देन 44 ए डी है अब ये सी 44 ए डी इज फॉर ओनली फॉर द बिजनेसेस अब ये सब देख के क्या हुआ ना बिजनेस वाले का इतना अच्छा देख के प्रोफेशन वाले बोले हमें भी एक सेक्शन चाहिए सो उनके लिए 44 एडीए बना दिया सो 44 एडीए का क्या है कि वॉट एवर इज योर ग्रॉस रिसीट योर डायरेक्ट टेक 50% ऑफ प्रॉफिट तो आप बोलोगे सर प्रोफेशन वाले 50% प्रॉफिट ले रहे हैं हाँ भाई ले रहे हैं So how come that possible? Because see, in profession the expenditure are very less. In business there can be trading. You are purchasing the good, you are selling the good. So many things you have to manage. In profession it is not like that. They just sell their uh, learnings here. Okay, so that's why in case of professional, it is 50% of whatever you have. But any profession who is having income less than 50 lakhs, only he and he can opt for the this, or no one else can opt for the same. And the last one is made for 44 AE, which is made for the transporters. So if the transporter having a light good vehicle, the income they can directly take is 7,500 rupees per month per per month per vehicle. If it's heavy goods vehicle, you will take 1,000 rupees per ton per month as per vehicle as well into your presumptive taxation. Now, when you can go for 44A, if you are having any time during the previous year less than 10 vehicles, in the 10 or less than 10 vehicles, then you can go for it. एक भी दिन के लिए आपके पास 10 से ज्यादा vehicle है, you can't go for 44 AE because see, all these restrictions are made for small businessmen to make their things easy in going in their life. Okay, so remember the same thing. So again, please remember this thing. Many students get confused here. This is 7,500 rupees per month per vehicle. अगर मैंने एक vehicle 10 दिन महीने के लिए रखा है तो 10 into 7,500 would be my presumptive income. Similarly, if it is a heavy goods vehicle, it was 1,000 per month per ton per vehicle. So if some vehicle is of 10 tons, it will be 10,000 rupees per vehicle. वो मैंने 10 महीने के लिए रखा है, it will be 1 lakh rupees. Okay, there is one good question given for the same in your study material. Please solve that so you'll get a complete understanding. Also remember that how this will be a light good vehicle or heavy good vehicle. So if any vehicle who has a capacity of less than 12 tons, it will be light good vehicle. More than 12 tons, it would be heavy good vehicles. Please confirm. Let me confirm the same. Yeah, 12 tons. Everyone clear? So this were all the section of your present to income and your audit and your audit and books, maintenance of books of accounts, starting from 44 series, 44AA, 44AB, 44AD, 44ADA and 44AE. सर क्या हमें सेक्शन याद करने की जरूरत है? यस, सच इंपॉर्टेंट सेक्शन विच आर देयर विच आई हैव आल्सो रिमेंबर दैट यू नीड टू रिमेंबर 100%. बाकी जो छोटे मोटे सेक्शन है वो नहीं याद रखे तो भी चलेगा, नो इशू एट ऑल. बट जो भी डिडक्शन वाले पीजीबीपी के ऑलमोस्ट सब सेक्शन इंपॉर्टेंट है. कैपिटल गेन्स के डिडक्शन वाले जो भी चैप्टर सेक्शन है वो सारे इंपॉर्टेंट है. वो आपको 100% याद रखने हैं, उसमें कोई क्वेश्चन ही नहीं है. यस, प्लीज से मी इफ यू एनी क्वेरीज अप टू नाउ गाइस. यस एवरीवन, एवरीथिंग इज क्लियर फॉर यू. कम ऑन एवरीवन, से मी यस और नो. सर आपने वो माइक चार्जिंग को लगा दिया ना? बिकॉज वो वापस क्लास रहेंगी आजकल. वो उस अच्छा वो उसका पिन का चार्जर नहीं है क्या? वो बॉक्स में डाल दिया क्या आपने उसको? हाँ. वो बॉक्स को चार्ज करना होता है डायरेक्ट. आई फील कोई भी सी केबल का चार्जर लग जाएगा उसको. ठीक है. हाँ मोस्टली ऐसा ही होता है, आप चेक कर लो एक बार. ओके. Yes, that's it. Very nice, guys. Let's go to the last part of this chapter. Okay, see, I have taken, in fact, more time, which was generally it should be allocated to PGP revision. We have done almost 2.5 hours. It will be almost 3 hours now. Okay, so please, guys, I want every one of you to be 100% clear. Don't go with any doubt. If you have any doubt, please let me know. Okay, okay, let's go further. Section 40B. Okay, now section 40B is about for your partnership firms. पार्टनरशिप फर्म में क्या होता है ना, देयर कैन बी मेनी पार्टनर्स और वो लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, पूरा प्रॉफिट इनको बांट देंगे और पार्टनरशिप फर्म को टैक्स ही नहीं भरेगा. क्यों? बिकॉज पार्टनरशिप फर्म को 30% टैक्स लगता है. सो हियर फ्लैट 30% टैक्स इज देयर. यू नो वेरी नाइस मोर देन मी, राइट? It should be like that only because you have to give exams. I have done with my exams. Okay. Section 40B about partnership firms. Now here, yes. So what happens? There has to be a limitation that has to be set that how much profit can be shared with the partners. So here, what is the limitation that from if whatever profit you have, first 3 lakh rupees, first 3 lakh rupees, profit 3 lakh से कम है तो उतना लो, 3 lakh जो भी हो, first 3 lakh rupees, your it would be 90% of the business profit, whatever you earned, or 1.5 lakh rupees, whichever is higher. That much you can distribute. और जो balance है उसका सिर्फ 60% you can distribute. The rest would be taxable in the partnership hand. Okay. So if you have given more profit than the allowed one, that will be disallowed expenditure. So again, I'm saying if someone has a profit of 10 lakh rupees, first 3 lakh rupees can 90% or 1.5 lakh rupees. Okay, let's do this. So if the business has, is the partnership has a profit of 10 lakh rupees. So first 3 lakhs का कितना 90%, which comes to 2.7 lakh or 1.5 lakh, whichever is higher, which is how much 2.7 लाख दे सकते हैं. और बैलेंस कितना है अभी 7 lakhs, इसका 60%. That is how much 4.2 lakhs. So total profit how much they can give? 4.2 plus 7 lakh, 22.7 lakh. That goes to 7.9 lakhs. This much profit they can give it. 4, 5, 6, sorry, 6.9 lakhs. Everyone clear? So this is how you are going to calculate. Now you say, sir, someone don't have profit at all. No problem at all. First 3 lakh rupees तो 90% zero हो जाएगा. But 1.5 lakh, whichever is higher. So still they can distribute 1.5 lakh profit among all the members. ओके. सो इससे ज्यादा अगर वो फर्म ने 6.9 लाख से ज्यादा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया है प्रॉफिट, इन दैट केस ज्यादा डिस्ट्रीब्यूट कर दिया प्रॉफिट, इन दैट केस दैट विल बी डिसअलाउड टू देम. बेटा बेटा रेम्यूनरेशन अलाउड, जस्ट अ सेकंड. So how you are going to do it? Oh, and also remuneration can be given to only working partner. Remuneration interest should be पार्टनरशिप डीड में आपका होना चाहिए और रेट्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट नहीं रहेगा, प्रोस्पेक्टिव इफेक्ट ही रहेगा उसका. Remuneration and interest should be related to period falling after the date of partnership date. Retrospective effect नहीं रहेगा, मैंने just बोला. Interest on partner can be given maximum 12% simple interest only, and remuneration allowed on this was not share of profit. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Share of profit to after tax is no limit on that. That's in fact that's the share of profit is in fact not taxable in the hands of partner. Okay, this is about remuneration. So maximum remuneration or salary, whatever you call it, maximum you can pay 6.9 lakh. 69.9 lakh से ज़्यादा pay किया है, so it is going to be taxable. Like it will be added back to your profit. Okay, and then whatever is the profit, you will pay tax from the same. The balance profit which you share with your partner is tax free in the hands of partner because the partnership firm already paid tax on the same. Everyone remember this nicely. So how you are going to do it? See net book profit. पिछले साल करंट ईयर का कोई भी या पिछले साल का कुछ भी आपका depreciation होगा, so subtract that, and then if you have already deducted the remuneration, add them back, because right now we are seeing the condition that how much you can give them, and then whatever is there. So in short, it will be your profit before remuneration. So profit before remuneration, this 10 lakh should be profit before remuneration. And then you're checking the limit, how much remuneration you can pay. For first 3 lakh, 1.5 lakh or 90%, whichever is higher. For the balance amount, 70%, 60%. I'm so sorry. Okay. So how much maximum we could pay? 6.9 lakh. चलो इस बात पे क्वेश्चन ले लेते हैं. Say me, if the firm has a profit after remuneration 12 lakhs, remuneration debited is 5 lakhs. Please calculate how much is allowed and how much will be disallowed. Again, I'm sorry for my writing because I can't hold my thumb there as it is fractured. So I'm writing somewhere. I am repeating for you. Profit after remuneration is 12 lakhs. After remuneration is 12 lakh. Remuneration was 5 lakhs. Please say me how much remuneration is allowed and how much remuneration is disallowed. Or simply say me how much remuneration would be disallowed. Wait a minute. Remuneration debit को है ना, एक काम करो आप 10 lakhs कर दो. And say me how much remuneration is disallowed. Oh, say me how much remuneration will be disallowed in this case, guys. Yes, I'm waiting for your answer, guys. Come on, quickly. अभी तक तो आ जाना चाहिए ना, कितना सिंपल था ये. Come on, answer, guys. Why you are stuck? You haven't done this before? Guys, have you done this before or not? Or shall I do? Let me ask you live. I got one answer from Vara Mahalakshmi. What about others, guys? You don't know क्या? Say me if you don't know. I will solve it, guys. No worries at all. आपके लिए तो मैं पे आया हूँ सॉल्व करने. Don't say me you know this or not. So we'll take in that way, guys. I'm just asking for that purpose only. So I understood with how depth I should have been having here. बाकी तो सब आंसर फटाफट दिया आपने. ओके. सो सी, डोंट वरी, पे अटेंशन हियर. हम क्या करते हैं, पहले वी टेक प्रॉफिट बिफोर रेम्यूनरेशन. सो यहाँ पे आपका प्रॉफिट आफ्टर रेम्यूनरेशन दिया है विच इज 12 lakhs. सो एड बैक द रेम्यूनरेशन विच इज 10 lakhs. सो टोटल प्रॉफिट बिफोर रेम्यूनरेशन इज हाउ मच? 22 lakhs. Everyone clear with this? Okay. Now, how much maximum remuneration we can give? So on first 3 lakhs, you can give maximum 90% of 3 lakhs or 1.5 lakh, whichever is higher. This comes to 2.7 lakh or 1.5 lakhs. So obviously this comes to 2.7 lakhs. Now how much is balance? 19 lakhs. On this you can give 60% ka remuneration maximum. So 19 lakhs into 60%. That comes to 11.4 lakhs. Total how much you can give as remuneration is 14.1 lakhs. आपने कितना दिया है? 10 lakhs. No worries at all. So see, आपका कैसे 1.9 lakh का आंसर? See, maximum remuneration how much you can give? 14.1 lakhs. How we calculated that? Whatever is your profit before remuneration, उसका 30% is उसका first 3 lakh का 90% or 1.5 lakh and balance का 60%. That is the maximum limit given to you. Okay. So maximum allowed for us is 14.1 lakh. How much we given them? Only 10 lakhs. So no problem at all. Are you understanding, everyone? Everyone understood this now? Come on, everyone, say me. Are you clear now, guys? Shall I move forward? Okay. Now, the last part of this chapter, which talks about the simple interest which has to be paid. Now, what this said in this chapter is pay attention. See, if this is a firm, ये firm के बहुत सारे partners हैं. So, Sumit as an individual is a partner in this firm. So, the company can give me maximum 12% simple interest on my capital. Okay? Maximum simple interest on my capital. पर सुमित जो इंडिविजुअल है, जो एचयूएफ है, एज पर इनकम टैक्स एक्ट, उसको वो कितना भी इंटरेस्ट दे सकते, देर इज नो लिमिट ऑन द सेम. Understand what again I'm saying you? Whoever are the partners of the firm, the limitation are only applicable to them in their own capacity. So partners को हम कितना प्रॉफिट दे सकते, कितना हम इंटरेस्ट दे सकते हैं, 12% सिंपल इंटरेस्ट ही दे सकते हैं ऑन देयर कैपिटल. But if there is any other thing, other person, then for them there is no limit. You can give whatever kind of interest you want to give, even you can give compound interest. Similarly, if a company is there, okay, in this the partner is Sumit HUF. So again, the 12% simple interest limit is applicable for only Sumit HUF. For Sumit individual who is not partner, there is no limit of interest. They can give how much ever they want to. This is section 40B का second part, which talks about the interest in representative capacity. How section speaks is like that interest given to the partner in his own capacity, the limit is 12% per annum in simple interest. But to be given in the another capacity, there is no as such limit for the same. Okay, everyone clear with this as well? Yes. Now the last part of the PGBP chapter is here. Okay, the last part talks about your income of four particular business which has been specifically provided, directly specifically आपको दिया हुआ है. इसमें आपको कोई टेंशन नहीं लेना है कि फेयर मार्केट वैल्यू कितनी थी at the time of transfer and so on, just like we have seen in the tomato example. So what is this here? In the case of tea, the business income will be 40, agriculture would be 60. In the case of coffee, if it is grown, cured, roasted, everything, business will be 40, agriculture would be 60. In case of coffee only grown and cured, जहाँ पे ज़्यादा मशीन का काम नहीं किया हुआ है, business would be only 25 and agriculture would be 75. So please remember tea, coffee 40, 60, 40, 60. In case of coffee only grounded and roasted, that case it would be 25 and 75. And income from growing and manufacturing rubber, it would be 35 and 65. So you have to remember this, tea, coffee का तो same है, coffee grounded का 65, 20, 75, 25 and rubber का 35, 65. Now problem with student is what you know, इन एग्जामिनेशन उनको सब कुछ याद आ जाता है, बट उनको सिर्फ परसेंटेज भी याद आता है, पर ये याद नहीं आता है कि एग्रीकल्चर का कितना है एंड बिजनेस का कितना है. सो इन दिस केस प्लीज रिमेंबर दैट वॉट एवर इज हायर दैट वुड बी ऑलवेज एग्रीकल्चर इनकम. एंड रिमाइंड मी एंड रिमेंबर मी ऑल्सो इन योर एग्जामिनेशन यू आर सॉल्व योर ग्रेट कंफ्यूजन. ओके, एवरीवन क्लियर? एवरीवन डन गाइस? Okay, so let's do one thing. Let's stop here the PG because we have done the PGBP and now there are hardly 15 minutes remaining. I can't take you or another what we say another chapter which we would complete here in this space. So what we'll do, we'll take a break here. But obviously I'm waiting for next 5 minutes. आपकी कोई जो भी queries है आप वो cover करो. Then I will go and in the next session at sharp 7. At sharp 7, we will start with the capital gain and we'll do IOS as well, IFOS as well. Let's see how much we are able to do. All else no problem. We'll take tomorrow's session as well for the income tax. No worries at all. Okay? Yes. एक काम करो, आप लोग है ना, मुझे थोड़ा डाउटफुल लग रहा है. You give me the maximum remuneration payable for the following question. Say my business profit is 12 lakhs. नहीं, इस टाइम 10 lakhs कर देता हूँ. Okay? Say remuneration. एक काम करते हैं, बिजनेस प्रॉफिट को कम करते हैं, हम 5 लाख ही करते हैं. Remuneration paid. Profit after remuneration is 3 lakhs. Please say me how much is disallowed, if any, or how much is allowed. Last question for you. Come on, everyone. Remuneration profit after remuneration is 5 lakhs. Remuneration is 3 lakhs. How much maximum remuneration I could pay? Say me the answer. Simple. I want answer from all the 40 students there in the class. वेरी गुड। अरे क्या हो रहा है ये? श्रीनिधि का यशवंत का आंसर मैच नहीं कर रहा है। यशवंत एंड एल्विन का हो रहा है। श्रीनिधि चेक योर आंसर। व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? रिद्धिका और श्रीनिधि का आंसर मैच हुआ है। व्हाट अबाउट यशवंत एंड एल्विन? व्हाट मिस्टेक यू डिड गाइस डिड? रोहित, सॉरी नॉट रिद्धि, इट्स रोहित। रश्मिता का एंड एस अनुराज का भी वो आंसर मैच हुआ। सो आई फील यशवंत एंड एल्विन हुआ मिस्टेकन। कम ऑन एवरीवन पार्टिसिपेट। नेहा, नेहा ने तो फर्स्ट आंसर दिया। नेहा कहाँ थे आप? तक सोए थे क्या आप? कम ऑन एवरीवन, कीप बी एक्टिव इन द क्लास गाइस। Alvin corrected his answer. What about Yashwat? Do you want to change the answer or not? 5.1 नहीं, देन 5.7 बोलो यशवंत। हाँ। यस वरा महालक्ष्मी, वेरी गुड। Okay, perfect. Very good, guys. Very nice. Let's see the it. So your profit before remuneration is how much? 8 lakhs. On first 3 lakh, I can give maximum 90%, that is 2.7 lakhs. Okay. Plus on the balance 5 lakh, I can give how much? 60%. Right? That comes to 3 lakhs. So total how much I can give? 5.7 lakhs. Very nice, very good. Okay, so with this, let's finish our quiz revision for PGBP. We'll meet at 7 and we'll continue with your capital gain. Okay, I'm waiting for another minute. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section, or else go by, get fresh, and be there at sharp 7 because we are going to learn capital gains. Okay, bye bye, take care, and let me know if you have any queries, guys. I'm sitting here for next 1 minute. You're done off? लाइव चल रहा है क्या? नहीं? 2 मिनट। Yes, guys, if you have any queries, please let me know. I'm waiting for you. No queries? Okay. See you at 7 then. Let me know if you have any queries that time itself. Bye bye. Take care. Yes, sir.
सर ये माउस है ना, डबल डिस्प्ले कनेक्ट है।
अच्छा।
ये और
अरे मुझे टॉयलेट आई जोर से। तो क्या पानी पीना ज्यादा हो जाता है ना क्लास में?
हाँ।
टॉयलेट आता है फिर।
ಮೊದಲು ನಾಟಕ. Take a change.
Hello everyone, very good evening to all of you and welcome you back to our revision classes. So we have done amazing revision of PGBP, in which I have covered all the topics, almost all the concepts for your PGBP which can be there. Okay, now moving forward with our next chapter. For now, the next head of income, that's your capital gain. So right now in this session, we are going to complete the capital gain and income from other sources. Okay, so coming towards capital gain first. The charging section of capital gain, as I've said you, every head of income has a charging section. Capital gain charging section is section 40Y1. What this section says that any profit and gain arising from transfer of capital asset shall be chargeable under the head capital gain in the previous year which such transfer took place. Okay, so I have highlighted three things here. Okay, yeah. I'll have highlighted three things here. First thing is that it should be a capital asset. The transfer of such asset should happen, and then whatever is the what we say gain on this transfer will be taxable in the previous year in which such transfer took place generally. Everything clear? So the definition gives you three important things. One is there should be capital asset. Second is transfer should happen of such capital asset. And third thing that in this case, it will be taxable in the year when your transfer took place. Everyone clear? Yes, everyone there with me? Come on, let me see just a minute. YouTube. सर ये नए लिंक पे जाना था, आप कौन से लिंक पे गए? एपिसोड 5 पे जाना अपने को, आप एपिसोड 4 पे लेके गए शायद से।